Kuhn is the fullback with the first and goal. Kuhn gets the ball. Pyle trying to make his way in for the touchdown. What a great second effort.
Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it like that. I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood. So ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful.
Wolf Pack, what's going on? It's your boy, the Wolf of Rose Street, RoseStreetJournal.com. We breed and feed you fantasy wolves. Thrilled to be saying some of the most glorious words you can ever say. Football Sunday is back. We are going to have Scott Hansen on our TV in just a few hours. I cannot wait to see that beautiful smile announcing, showing us the quad boxes, everything. We are just here, Wolf Pack. It's been a fun preseason, but I think we can all say we're ready for some real football. CJay, my man, is back as always. How we doing, brother?
Awesome. I mean, it's been way too long, Wolf. It's been since I think the Super Bowl since we've last talked.
Seriously. So it's great to be back. Great to have that fresh crack for the fantasy tailgate. Hopefully all you guys are joining us with a beverage. Those of you, and we've been doing this show for now 5 or so, however many years at this point. So many of you are regulars. Welcome on back. So good to see you. I know we did grow a bunch on YouTube this summer, so hopefully we're welcoming some new people for the first time. How it will go is I will rip through all the news, me and CJay together, that you need to know. Week one's always a little bit lighter, but there's still definitely some surprise, pretty big injuries. We'll also, even before that, just hit a quick Thursday night recap to kind of let the audience build, let the mailbag build. We do already have multiple questions, like 15, 20 questions before we even got kicked off. I love to see that. Awesome stuff. Then the rest of the show is your questions. It's the lifeblood. We'll hit them for an hour and a half, right up till 12:45. So then me and CJay can go get our lineups ready as well. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Welcome on back to the 2022 season. And as this note here shows, you can call into the show now. There's a link there in the comments on YouTube. You just pull that up, click on in, and it works. And we've already got a couple call-ins. That is one way to get a guaranteed question. We do typically get through all your questions as we go, but just to guarantee it, there's two ways. One is calling into the show. We've already got a few in there. I'm going to pull them up before we even get into the action just to show how it works. And then two, of course, the super chats are so greatly appreciated. It's a way to support the site, show up for us. It's so greatly appreciated if you consider doing that. Those are the guaranteed ways. But typically we do get through all your questions. Who knows how the 2022 season will go. But let me just pull in our first call-in of the day before we get into all the news and stuff. Kevin Rice in the car. Hopefully you're pulled over here.
Yep, we're getting dunking.
Hey,
So you guys are cracking open a fresh one.
Classic New England start to the day. Some dunks, large ice. Nice stuff.
So quick question. So I traded the one of the first days of the season. I traded Fournette and Hollywood Brown for Derrick Henry and Drake London. And that kind of screwed me on my flex, but I think I got better with the running back. But so now my flex this week, I already had to play. My flex, I kind of got screwed on. So I already played Cup against Cup this week. So I need a big play, and I had Dawson Knox in my lineup. So I have Dameon Pierce, who I know we love, but I'm just not sure if he's going to blow up. Drake London, MVS, Robert Woods, and Cordero Patterson to choose from.
Whew. Tough choices. Kevin, I'm going to go Dameon Pierce. I know it's a trickier matchup. We're going to get into bold prediction zone a little bit. I think he's finishing as a top 10 running back this week and really throughout the rest of the season. He's just going to come out on fire. Their top linebacker, too, is out, which he changed his name this year, right? It's like Shaquille now. But ultimately, what's his even last name? I have it down here, the injury note. So Shaquille Leonard. So it's his new name. Out as well. And that's a big thing. I mean, that's Darius Leonard now no longer in the middle of the field there. So I'm going Dameon Pierce. If you really wanted a Hail Mary, MVS would be the other one that just could go off for like 25, 30 in that bonanza type of shootout atmosphere. But I'm going to go Dameon Pierce. CJay, you feel any differently?
See, I hate Dameon Pierce today. I think it's going to upset a lot of people. It's just a terrible matchup, terrible game script. I think last year the Colts outscored the Texans like 62-3. So I don't know. I don't like Dameon Pierce today. Honestly, I'd play it safe. I think Robert Woods out of that group.
Thank you, boys. What great function on this. Absolutely love it. But I'm getting back on the road, so I'll just.
We'd love to see you weekly, Kevin. Great to see you, man. Thanks for testing out the call and enjoy that coffee. All righty, folks. And we'll get one more call in here, and then we're going to get into all the news. And again, that link is there. Looks like the thumbs up are already coming in before I even asked for it. But thank you, guys. That thumbs up does, whether you're YouTube, Facebook, if you're on Twitter, hit that heart button, whatever it is, retweets, all that good stuff helps us grow. Just a preface, too, if you're on Twitter, I can't see your questions, so YouTube is definitely the best place to join. But David Campanile, regular on the Fullback Dive. Great to see you testing out the call-in feature. How we doing today?
I'm all right. How you guys doing today? This is like,
Christmas,
this is
baby.
like the greatest thing I think you guys have ever done.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate it, but I won't waste any more of your time. So it's kind of like a two-part question. I'm in a full PPR league, and I have to start 2 running backs, but then I have to start a flex, and it ruins my wide receivers, kind of.
Okay.
So I have Zeke, Connor, Pierce, Hines, and Dylan at running back that I have to pick 2 of, but I played Cup already. So now I have St. Brown, Michael Thomas, and Renfro at wide receiver.
Mm.
And then out of the remaining ones, I have to pick a flex.
Perfect. So you start 3 receivers or 2 receivers?
2 receivers.
Okay, so I think you're definitely flexing a receiver. For running back, I'm benching Zeke out of there. I love Dylan today. And then who was the second one? It was like a lock running back for me.
I have Connor, Pierce, and Hines.
Connor, yep. Lock in Connor. Connor and Dylan for me. As I mentioned, I love Pierce today, but Dylan just feels nice and safe. I think that offense runs through the running backs today. So I lock those guys in. Then it comes down to the receivers. I'm not benching our boy Amon St. Brown. Got to lock him in too. And then it comes down to who, Renfro or Thomas. I think I'm going Renfro. If you said full PPR, right?
Yeah.
Probably going for 8 catches, 80 yards, touchdown. So locking him into the flex there. CJ, any different than any of those other names?
No, I'm right there with you. Obviously, I love Mike Thomas more than anyone, but I need a week with him.
Yeah, I think we all do at this point with the hammies, all that stuff going on. So best of luck, Campanile. Does that wrap up the question for you?
Yep. Thanks so much, guys.
Cheers. Happy Sunday. Hope you take them all down, brother.
I can't wait for this feature at night. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, yeah, when everyone's pissed off about everything we got wrong. And that's a good chance to promote. We will be going live right before the Sunday night game for about 35 minutes, hitting the quick hit recap of waiver wire, who's out there you should be looking at, all that stuff. Right when Red Zone ends, we go live, me and the truth, wrapping up the day, and you guys can vent to us about all the horrible calls we've made or praise us for all the great calls we're about to make. Alrighty, folks, let us just get into this news. I know you're here for your questions. Thank you for your patience, but this stuff is important. It might help address some of your questions as we get through it. I did want to recap Thursday night just because it was 2 huge teams for fantasy purposes, and I had 5 takeaways I wanted to quickly hit, and then CJ, if I miss any players you want to touch upon, by all means. I think Josh Allen, just clear fantasy god. The Bills in general, you can just tell they're on a mission, just that close. Their season coming down to a coin flip. You can tell this year they do not want to let that happen. They want home field. They're flying, and Josh Allen is going to be a god. 2 interceptions and still puts up over 30 fantasy points. Just goodness upon goodness. Gabe, or should I say Babe Davis. Absolutely love our guy. The only question I have with him at this point, CJ, is what's a better name, Babe Davis or Daddy Davis? I don't know which one I want to call him.
Definitely
which one
Daddy.
do you prefer?
Daddy Davis. I love Daddy Davis.
Daddy Davis. All day, baby. And yeah, he only had a 16% target.
Oh my God.
I can't understand.
I hate fantasy Twitter so much.
They are the worst fucking people in the world. Like, how can you just not be excited about this guy? How are you still take lock to the fact that you weren't on the Gabe Davis train? I don't get it.
He doesn't need like 12 targets.
No, exactly. 16% target.
He's like if Will Fuller was healthy.
Exactly. And a bigger, stronger, faster Will Fuller and a better offense right now. Like it's maybe he'll have a bust week or two at like week 7, and they're all going to be like, see, we told you only 16%. He is a monster. He gets such valuable work in there. I absolutely love him. Diggs is still king. It was a great reminder. Diggs is the alpha. He's going to see like 25% of the targets any given week. Monster performance, but still, Gabe Davis is a great running complement. He is going to be a locked-in high-end wide receiver 2, low-end 1 all year. Our other babe heading into the season was Allen Robinson, who I don't know if I'm ready to hit the panic button, but I will say him and Stafford, this is kind of like takes 2 combined, did not look like they were on the same page at all. Stafford seemed to be like deliberately ignoring him at certain points, and Stafford himself just didn't look good. The elbow looked like he was throwing himself into it. More importantly, pressured all night, just pretty shitty all around by the Rams. I don't know. Are you hitting the panic button on Allen Robinson? What are your thoughts on it?
No, not yet. I think your tweet kind of summed it up great. I think I need to wait a week. I mean, that Bills defense is psycho. It's better than it was last year, even without Tre'Davious White, and
they let up the fewest points to receivers last year, too.
And they didn't blitz once the entire game, which is also scary.
That pass rush was insane. They swallowed him. So yeah, I'm not going to overreact. Facing again the hardest defense for receivers, he didn't pan out, and there's plenty of footage out there. If you watch some of the routes, like he was open. Now there are some routes where it's just like standing at the line and not doing shit, and that was pretty frustrating to see, but there were plenty of plays he was open and just wasn't seen. Stafford did praise him all preseason. I think this was a 1 week issue. Getting Atlanta next week, I'm going to go back to the well. Now that's when we can hit the panic button. If they don't get it done against the Falcons, I'll be pretty damn nervous. Other than that, I think Cam Akers is an even bigger loser than Allen Robinson was after this performance, playing well behind Henderson. In fact, Henderson played 81% of the snaps, saw 13 carries, which was 76% of the carries in the backfield, 5 targets, 83% of the running back targets there, 16.1 weighted opportunity points, according to Scott Barrett, one of the best analysts out there. Yes, he underperformed in that sense because he only put up, 9, 10, but was the clear-cut bell cow this week. I don't know if that continues, but McVay did say Akers needs to play with an increased level of urgency. He did miss a brutal blitz pickup.
Oh, God, I was gonna say that.
Awful. Like, he got him killed. And that's going to get you off the field faster than anything. Even more promising for Darrell Henderson is Kyron Williams. I mean, this guy can't stay on the field at all. He played like 2 snaps and then had a high ankle sprain, will need surgery, but out 6 to 8 weeks. So this could be like the Darrell Henderson show for the next foreseeable future until Akers can get his legs under him. And again, Achilles injury, nobody's ever come back from it at the running back position. Who knows if he ever will, but he is looking like a brutal pick. We started the offseason high on him, not high on him, but right around his ADP. By the end of it, I had him at 70, 80, like a late 7th rounder type of guy. And you weren't drafting him if you were using my big board. And so hopefully that fade continues to pan out for you guys. Whereas I had Henderson bumped up a lot, and he was somebody I was landing on a lot of late drafts. Hopefully you guys did the same. That's about it. I mean, Knox, fizzled out, but that's him. Touchdown, boom or bust. It comes with the territory with Dawson Knox. He's going to have 2 touchdown days. He's going to have 1 point days. It sucks. It's too bad. Crowder and the battle for the slot snaps, he saw more targets than McKenzie. McKenzie scored. I think they're both viable. I mean, not to start, but Crowder actually did look pretty decent. And if there's ever an injury to any of the top 3, deep benches, he could be stashed. The one other thing I'd say is I wouldn't be shocked to see Devin Singletary move forward as like the featured back sooner than later, because both Moss and James Cook fumbled in this game. Cook played 1 snap, fumbled, didn't see from him the rest of the night. And I don't know that like rookies always get put in this doghouse.
Honestly, I feel like that happens more often than not. There's always like, I think like Zeke or someone fumbled on their first snap. There's like some running back too. I forget who it was. Maybe Saquon or someone.
Ramondre Stevenson for the Pats. Like, it happened to him. Like, it just happens. And I wouldn't be shocked to see him in the doghouse for quite some time. Zach Moss also fumbled late in the game. Singletary just also really outperformed all of them. 48 yards in week 1 on the ground, 14 through the air. Just so much more efficient as his touches compared to 36 yards on the same amount of touches for Moss. Singletary looked damn good. Like, I think this team is going to move forward with him as a feature back. He's going to be a big riser on the rest of the season big board. Somebody I have a ton of in the best ball. So I'm really looking forward to what he does the rest of the year. I know that was a lot, but CJ, was there any other notes? I think I kind of covered it all.
Yeah, I think you just covered every fantasy relevant player.
All right, sweet. We don't have any QB news that we didn't hit on Thursday. Wilson's out. Burrow, Trubisky's starting. Burrow's 100%. Nothing new today. So why don't we hit the running backs? Do you want to just kind of read the headline and I go? Do you want me just to rip through it so we can get through it faster? What do you think, CJ?
Just rip through it and let's get to the questions.
Let's get to the questions. I feel you. So Dobbins at this point is officially ruled out. He was questionable coming into the game. They don't need him against the Jets. So ultimately, he's going to be sitting out. This does set up Mike Davis to be a viable streamer. So those of you out there desperate for a running back right now, maybe looking at backfield, even Kenyon Drake might plot in. I think both are minimal price on DraftKings as well. I don't necessarily need to go there. There's so many other punts I prefer, but interesting stuff nonetheless for him. Ken Walker did not practice. They're playing on, and that was Friday's walkthrough. He's not going to play this week. In either way, would you really want to wait that out to Monday night? I do not think so. So ultimately have him out of your lineup. It does make Penny a little bit more attractive. I still think they're going to get smashed by the Broncos. And speaking of those guys, Nathaniel Hackett said he's a believer in rolling with the hot hand. Not what you really want to hear as a Javonte Williams truther if you drafted him in round 2. Although being said, Javonte is going to get the first crack of it, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't establish that hot hand almost every week. The guy is a supreme talent. So who knows if it's going to be a 55, 45, 65, 35. Every different beat writer has a different projection out of Denver. But ultimately, it is a committee. You should have known it's a committee. And that all being said, the hot hand actually might benefit Javonte because he is that damn good. I don't think the hot hand leaves him. That wraps up running backs other than Ty Montgomery is now going to be active, it seems. He practiced all week in limited fashion. Makes Ramondre a little sketchier. He would have had that third down role on lock had Montgomery not been playing. We saw them rotate all three backs in preseason week 2 when he was healthy. Could be a nuisance, could be ugly, and it's just a gross game in general. So I'm probably avoiding this backfield. If I'm going to one, it would be Harris for his touchdown upside. Otherwise, unless I have to start one, I'm avoiding the Pats backs. And Mike Carter is the heartbeat of the Jets offense. What the hell?
What a quote.
Yeah, what a quote. The heartbeat. Nothing like Mike fucking Carter. But all that to say is I am certainly not playing Breece Hall. I had him about 10 spots below ECR even before this news broke, even lower now. Not trusting him until I see it. And I don't know that we'll see it for a while. They have a brutal early season schedule. I guess the only news is that Joe Flacco is starting, and that's great for Elijah Moore. He had like 35 fantasy points in Flacco's only start last year. So maybe that's a positive. In terms of other wide receivers, Rondale Moore has been ruled out. I think at this point with Zach Ertz, also we'll talk about in tight ends, banged up right now, it could be the Marquise Brown show. There's no Hopkins. He's suspended. AJ Green also only 11%, rostered right now. Very viable streamer for this week too. Those two are going to be the clear target hogs, in particular Marquise Brown, 6,200 on DraftKings. Love that price tag. I don't know how I keep him out of my top 10 receivers. I mean, there's so many good ones, but he's going to just be bathed in targets in a potential shootout, them versus the Chiefs, who are bottom 10 against the deep pass last year. So I really like Marquise Brown. I think he lights it up. I do think AJ Green is a viable streamer. I don't love him at 4,600 on DraftKings. I'd probably go to Marquez Valdez-Scantling on the other side of that game and see how he does. But man, interesting impact there. Alan Lazard is probably not playing. He's doubtful. It's not till 4. You should not be relying on him anyways, but it will open up a potential streamer if you did lose Rondale Moore or someone of that nature. And ultimately, some guys that are out there. Sammy Watkins, 23% rostered. It's week 1. He's gone 96 yards or over in 3 straight week 1s. He's had multiple touchdowns in a couple of those week 1s as well. He's the hero of week 1. And honestly, it could happen again because they really don't have anyone else now with Alan Lazard, the presumed number 1 target there. Randall Cobb is also only 4% rostered. He has the pre-established rapport with Rodgers. He had multiple 2-touchdown games last year. Anytime you saw more than 5 targets, he actually averaged nearly 15 fantasy points per game, including 3 over 19 fantasy points. So I actually don't even hate Randall Cobb, as gross as that sounds. He's only 3,400 on DraftKings as well. Romeo Doubs is the most intriguing option of everybody, only 3K on DraftKings this week. And also just like, this is his chance to get right into the lineup, earn that spot with Rodgers. Out of all the players, he certainly has the most physical talent. Christian Watson could also be that guy that comes in. He's practiced all week, and they have no choice but to get these rookies involved. It's a matter of who does Rodgers trust. He's praised Doubs multiple times. So at 33% rostered, even if I'm not starting him, I want him on my bench to see how he does, to see if he becomes Rodgers' go-to guy. He was comped by Greg Cosell, one of my favorite film experts, as Devontae Adams coming into the league. And sure enough, we got a massive vacated target share. Do you have a favorite of all the Packers' potential options, CJ? I know I laid out a ton of them there.
Honestly, it's such a coin flip. I really don't have a favorite, but I do love that little Tunyon blurb that came out with Aaron Jones. Obviously,
yeah, we're going to get to tight ends. I mean, might as well get the cat out of the bag. Tunyon might lead this team in targets, according to Aaron Jones, right? And that didn't get reported by really anybody. No. He's also out there in 80% of leagues. I picked him up yesterday morning as soon as I saw that report on RotoStreetJournal.com. Love to see it. I picked him up immediately in the morning. I don't know that I 100% start him right off the bat because he is coming off an ACL tear. They're saying he might be on a snap count this week. Even still, though, multiple touchdown upside. He's always been a big boom or bust play, but that could steady out this year. So I absolutely love, whether I start him this week or not, Robert Tunyon moving forward, widely available out there in your leagues, guys.
I mean, there's always that tight end that blows up, too, like the Dawson Knoxes or even Tunyon himself.
I mean, he did it himself 2 years. Exactly. Yeah. We've seen it before, and now he has that was with Adams on the team. We have a far clearer path to steadier volume. I think Tunyon could be that tight end this year, especially after, as you mentioned, that Aaron Jones quote about how he has insane chemistry, Tonyan does, with Aaron Rodgers right now. They're playing on like another level. I mean, that's awesome. Like 3,900 on DraftKings this week, pretty viable punt. I mean, Irv Smith's 3,400, so that's a little cheaper, and you can kind of get the other side of things. But man, I like Tonyan a lot. I'm not playing him, at least on my bench. Check your leagues and see if he's out there. But yeah, Sammy Watkins. If I'm playing, getting a stream wide receiver fill in, I think AJ Green's my favorite. We already talked about that, but not far behind would be Sammy Watkins week 1, just hoping for the usual blow up that we get. He's 4,700 on DraftKings, so I typically am going to Dubs or Randall Cobb at 3,400. Godwin's going to be in tonight, which is just absolutely wild, but you love to see it. What an unbelievable player, the wide receiver 6 in fantasy last year. He's going to be on a pitch count, probably tough to trust. I have him in my wide receiver 40s because even Godwin on limited snaps is better than most receivers in the league, but you're also probably healthy now. You're not dealing with bye weeks. I bet you have a better option than Chris Godwin. That being said, if you were desperate enough to stream like Sammy Watkins, AJ Green, I'm going to go Godwin and just hope for the best then in those cases. But ultimately, if I can have Godwin on my bench, I would at this point. It does make it a bit messier for a guy like Russell Gage, some of the other secondary receivers there, Julio Jones. I don't know that I can trust them this week with Godwin now nibbling and cheese, and who knows what happens. You obviously know Evans is going to light it up and things of that nature. But, man, it's just great. Ultimately, maybe to be the best pick in the draft. He was falling round 8 in Yahoo leagues. I couldn't believe it. So Godwin going to be a steal for you. Waddle's off the injury report. Mike Thomas is going to play. Deontay Johnson's going to play. Drake London's going to play. Now, between Drake London's the riskiest of them, a rookie missing all of camp. Does he have that rapport? He looked great in the couple snaps we saw.
That was such a weird injury, too.
Really weird.
It's his one reception. He didn't really nothing happened. I don't understand what happened.
He looked great after the catch on that reception. He was flying all over the field. He's just a big body that also can move after the catch. Had tons of design screens in college. I love Drake London as a player. If I don't have to use him this week, though, and you probably don't have to, I wouldn't, but I'd still use him above, again, some of these streamers. We're tossing these streamers out in case you're desperate and you lost a few people and you just didn't have a deep bench. The one other receiver I want to bring up is Gallup. He's going to be out this week, but ultimately he's only 35% rostered. You can slap him into your IR spot, and he's a week or two away from being the clear-cut number 2. Nobody stepped up there in Dallas, so it's going to be the CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz show these next week or two. But all the other receivers are very, very underwhelmed. Gallup was already going to be the number 2, but it's they're desperate. And this was an offense, again, number 1 in points, number 1 in total yards, number 2 in passing yards and passing touchdowns last year. I love Kellen Moore. I buy into this offense. I want a viable piece. So if you're not picking up Tonyan, go get Michael Gallup. Those are the 2 early actionable things for all you guys out there. Make sure you check your waiver wire, scan for him. A far more available guy that might be interesting to stash is Sterling Shepard. Achilles injury is tough, but we've also seen receivers hit off the Achilles much more than running backs have. Demaryius Thomas, people of that nature. And Sterling Shepard, his last 5 full games have been insane. 10, 12, 9, 10, and 14 targets. Daniel Jones loves this guy. Wide receiver 4, wide receiver 11, wide receiver 8, 21, and 19. A wide receiver 2 or higher in all of the last 5 games he played. Other than last year, he had 1 or 2 banged up games and was done for the season. But ultimately, this guy can get it done. He's got it done with Daniel Jones before. Maybe someone you can stash. He's off the injury report and someone you can look to there. Velus Jones won't play. That sucks because I have a lot of money on him in best ball, but hopefully nobody else was relying on him. I was just a moron and put too many last-round stabs on him. And then Myers is going to play, but I'm kind of avoiding this Pats offense until further notice. I don't really want anything to do with it. They're already abandoning the scheme and shit. I don't know what's happening there. It was clearly going to be a dumpster fire, and it's even exceeding.
We could do an hour on the Patriots offense.
We really could, and what the hell is happening there in New England. And we'll wrap up with just 3 or 4 quick tight end notes. Kittle's not playing. That's obviously probably the biggest injury impact. Him, Dobbins, Lazard are the biggest notes of week 1. He's out. I did tweet out at Roto Street Wolf some replacement options this week. Tonyan being one of the top ones. Again, 22% rostered as of yesterday. Gerald Everett's only 23% rostered. Parham's out. I think that's a phenomenal option. Evan Ingram's only 25% rostered. Might lead this team in targets alongside Christian Kirk. Hayden Hurst is only 9%. Guy could easily find the end zone. Another end zone or bust bet would be Mo Alley Cox at only 10% rostered. We know Frank Reich loves tight ends. In fact, all of his years coaching, other than one, his team total tight end points have been top 5 in fantasy. So I really like Mo Alley Cox as both a stopgap, but also a potential every single week tight end for you. So that's the tight end notes for replacement plans. Zach Ertz, you probably won't need a replacement plan, it doesn't look like, but he could be on a snap count. They're expecting him to play, according to Adam Schefter, unless there's any setbacks in warmups. He's a tricky one. I have Ertz. I also picked up Tonyan, and I don't know what I'm going to do because on one hand, like if Ertz is on a snap count, that sucks. But we also see that all the time, and then it doesn't end up being a thing, and they need bodies right now.
And I mean, his snap count could just be in the red zone, which is
exactly. He might get the most valuable, like guaranteed passing, guaranteed red zone. Like they're going to need him. They truly need him today with no Hopkins, with no Rondale Moore. Wesley is on IR, who always seems to step up when he gets a chance. Well, he's not there to step up right now. It's Marquise Brown, it's AJ Green, and then it's Zach Ertz. So we have plenty of viability there. But meanwhile, Robert Tonyan removed from the injury report, as that's the other tight end note I wanted to cover. I don't know which way I'm going to go because huge touchdown upside, huge target vacancy, especially now with Lazard out. What do you think about Tonyan versus Ertz? That's like my one big question today.
I think if Ertz, honestly, I think Everett.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah, I think I'd go with Everett there. I mean, there's too many. We don't know anything about Tonyan right now, and he'd missed the entire offseason. Like we said with Ertz, I mean, they could be valuable snaps, but do you want to? I think I'd go with Everett there.
Yeah, we'll see. The good news for me is they all play at 4, so I don't really have to decide, and I can kind of see how my matchup's going, and if I need like the 2 touchdown upside of a Robert Tonyan or something, then I can go it then. I'm just going to quickly pull in, and I'm going to show this in 1 sec. I just want to make sure that's shared. All right, perfect. So we're going to show you a sponsor in 1 sec as we wrap up the tight end notes. Darren Waller did reach his agreement, so that's great to see. One other like really deep, probably more so a dynasty stash, but Cade Otton getting hyped up this latest week. And we know it's like he only has to beat out Cameron Brayton, Kyle Rudolph. Very uninspiring. But they're saying nothing has been too big for tight end Cade Otton, the rookie there for the Bucks. A deep stash, but somebody just to at least maybe put a star next to and keep tracking him as we go. And as we mentioned too, in terms of like defensive notes, Shaquille Leonard, or formerly Darius Leonard, is out. That could be a boon for Dameon Pierce. CJay's off. I'm on. I love Pierce this week. And then David Bakhtiari is not playing for the Packers today. So just keep that in mind. This offense might not hum at quite the speed we are used. They're always slow.
Another random one is JC Jackson being out too.
Yes, JC Jackson's out for them. More shootout potential atmosphere there
in
a game that already was going to blow up. I love that game. That game is going to be so much fun. All righty, Wolfpack, that is all the news. The last thing we're going to hit before your questions, 2 things quickly, is our sponsor, No House Advantage. We're so lucky and pumped to be partnering now. We've reached the point, Wolfpack. Those of you that have been here from day one have seen us grow, but we are now have the audience, because of you guys, to getting sponsors. Our first real huge one is No House Advantage. They're going to present all our shows through September. They are an awesome app, and most importantly, there's tons of money up for grabs right now that nobody, like, you go get in immediately as I rave about this app and tell you what it's all about. So No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. Play in pick'em contests versus other people for a shot at winning $250K plus in cash. Download the app, choose a contest, select your player props, earn points for correct picks, and climb the leaderboard for your shot. To win big money every day. You win. You can also test your skills versus the house in 20x. In fact, we're doing a promotion even more than 20x your entry if you get all 5 of your picks, bet on up to 5 player prop over-unders or individual player matchups across every major sports league, including NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, MMA, and NASCAR. Sign up with promo code RSJ at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app in all app stores. Your first deposit will be matched up to $25. Honestly, I deposited 50 and they'd matched all 50 this morning. So I think it's just whatever you deposit, they're going to match. Make sure to check it out. No House Advantage today. Experience daily fantasy sports redefined. And I love this last line. It's the truth. It's not just how you play, but where you play. You don't want to miss out. And it's so true because as you look here, they have this contest. I brought in the screen here. Let me make sure it's pulled up. Yep, it's here. This 100K. So they have 100K in prizes, guaranteed prize pool. 50K is going to first. It is currently only 16% full. You're not competing against like the sharks of DraftKings who are putting 150 million lineups in and all that. there's truly so much money up for grabs. I couldn't recommend this higher enough. I'll show you how it works. You pick your players, you know, 10 down all the way to 1. You get a point for 10 points to get this one right. So your most confident ones, you put at the top. It's great. It's honestly one of the best, most profitable potential things you could do right now in terms of daily fantasy sports. So the guys I picked, and I know CJ, you got some that you want to highlight as well. Some of these are repeats. Great article over at Roto Street Journal from our guy CJ. If you want some more than what I give you here, my most confident is Matt Ryan. I think he's going to put up at least 3 touchdowns on the Texans. He only needs to get 2 to get the over here. I think that's a lock. A.J. Brown, 4.5 receptions. I think they're going to pepper him all day. Extension of the run game, just like they mentioned in camp. 5 receptions, all he need. No brainer. McCaffrey, 40.5 receiving yards. He's going to double that. Like, he always has 80 to 100. He is like a dangerous slot receiver. One of the top 5 in the league if you had him as just a receiver. So I love that. Mooney might see 150 targets this year, maybe even 200. Like, 5 receptions is nothing for him. No Kittle today. Deebo Samuel for 5 catches. No brainer. They will be scheming plenty of dink and dunks to him. I love Jameis to get 2 touchdowns against the awful Atlanta team. He had 5 touchdowns in week 1 last year. 2, not a tall task for him. Pitts, everybody's fantasy darling this year. 5 catches is all you need. Easy. Jalen Hurts, the other fantasy darling, only 2 passing touchdowns. Yes, I know he might run in a few, so that makes him a little risky. That's why I have him down here towards the bottom. But I think he throws for 2 or 3. I think he runs in another and just has a monster day today. Chase Edmonds, 20.5 receiving yards. He might do that on 1 catch. So damn explosive. He averages nearly 10 yards a catch throughout his career. He just needs 2 catches. He's going to hit that, no doubt. And then Fields, and I don't know why I have this at 1 because I'm very confident in this. 35.5 rushing yards. He'll be running for his life today against San Fran. They have the worst line in the league. The Bears do. And the 49ers might have the best line in the league. So running for his life today, I think, you know, they don't want him to run for more than 35.5. I think he might hit 50, 60, given how often he'll be scrambling. So CJ, any that I missed or any that you like of these 10 that you really want to highlight?
Yeah, I mean, Fields, obviously I'm always biased with Justin Fields, but I love that one. He's gone over that total in 6 of the last 7 games. I also had A.J. Brown over. Did you touch on Jameis Winston over 1.5?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Chase Edmonds, Pitts. Yeah, we're right in line with most of them. McCaffrey over 4.5 receptions. I have Brissett under 1.5 touchdown passes.
Love that one too. Yeah.
Amon-Ra, his overs, both of them, 55 receiving yards and 5.5 receptions. Kareem Hunt over 20 receiving yards.
Yes. Locks, all of them. Hunt's the only one that's like, that seems such a low number for him. I'm worried about doing much on the Browns other than the unders with Brissett. But yeah, 20. I mean,
that could be maybe a screen pass or something could break it.
He needs just one.
We also, in our the private chat with the people that were doing the call-ins, Campanelli just said, just to let you know, No House Advantage is not available in New Jersey yet. So we did have that issue when we first partnered with them that it wasn't available in Massachusetts, and then 2 days later it was. So I think because it is a startup, they're gaining more traction in every state. I think it takes a little bit of a process to become legal, and I'd wait it out, but I think you would still get the help from you guys if you still made an account. But
absolutely, yeah, it shows that we're driving people to at least be aware of the app. And as you mentioned, it seems like they're moving pretty fast to legalize in states. It was about 20 states you couldn't as of like Thursday, and then as of this morning, that list was like 5 states are now legal, including Mass. So I'm pumped because I can jump in today. I was like, again, you cannot emphasize enough. There's a $100K guaranteed prize pool, and like nobody in the contest right now, 16%. So go take advantage of this overlay, guys. No house advantage. And as you can see, those lines like don't seem very unreasonable. Some of the best betting lines, again, the versus the house is similar to things you've seen, the pick 'em versus the house, all that stuff.
Yeah, they are. I looked at DraftKings Sportsbook, and their lines on No House Advantage are much, much softer. So.
Yeah, so take advantage of this, guys. It's great, and they're just a great company. So again, No House Advantage. Check them on out. There's a link in the description to this that has our promo code, or you can just download the app and use code RSJ. Check out our sponsor. We're so pumped to be working with them. All righty, CJ. We are getting right up and against it, so I am going to just quickly rip off one segment we wanted to add today. That's why we're starting early, 15 minutes early, so we can do one other segment, and that's our bold predictions of the week, which, again, might inform or prompt some more questions that are already out there. So we'll do one by each position. I have mine typed up here. Let me just remove the no house advantage. Remove back to just our beautiful faces for you guys over here. And thank you again for your patience. I know you're here for 99% of the reason is your questions, but we want to get you the news. We want to get you some great apps, some great money-making potential. And we see some call-ins that we will be pulling up in just a sec. I cannot wait. But bold prediction number one for me at quarterback. Matt Ryan bombards the Texans for at least 3, maybe even 4 touchdowns, puts up 25-plus fantasy points at 5,500 on DraftKings. Is one of the best quarterback plays you could have asked for. I absolutely love him to just come out fast and continue to sling, even with a big lead. They're just going to keep putting points up on the board. I love Matt Ryan. What's your bold quarterback prediction of the day, CJay?
I think Wolf's QB 16, Tua Tagovailoa, finishes the top 5 quarterback and bends over the Patriots.
Oh, always the Patriots homer over here. That's getting bent over by Tua. Top 5 week. Love him at 57.
Also, Jameis bomb show too.
5,300 on DraftKings. I do love Jameis as well. Dameon Pierce, as I mentioned at the top with Campanelli, Kevin Rice's question. I think Pierce finishes in the top 10 today. I have him ranked right inside the top 20. But man, the guy is so talented. All he's been doing is getting rave reviews out of his coaches, out of his teammates. And the real way this will pan out is if he's getting the third down work. He has good pass catching skills. He's a fine pass blocker. Mm-hmm. Burkhead might have that role, which would then cap the ceiling and probably not allow a top 10 finish. But clearly I'm banking on him having a big receiving role in this offense and just breaking tackle after tackle. It kind of goes – it seems like it wouldn't go in conjunction with my Matt Ryan bombarding them. Then they abandon the run and all that. But one, if he has the pass catching role, that wouldn't matter. Or two, what if Pierce scores like 1 to 2 early touchdowns, forcing Matt Ryan to then throw those touchdowns? So it's not as awful as it might seem. And then I also think Aaron Jones is going to be the de facto target hog today for this offense. We've seen multiple 10 reception days when Adams was out of the lineup. Now that Lazard's also out of the lineup, I could see Aaron Jones having 150 receiving yards and being like the running back 1 this week. So that's my running back predictions. What about you, CJay?
I think with Dobbins out today, one of either Mike Davis or Kenyon Drake balls out, maybe like a high-end RB2 day, and it just turns into a gross, untouchable committee the rest of the season.
100% one of them's balling out today. Like somebody's scoring 2 touchdowns in the Ravens backfield. Who are you betting on?
So I was going to say Davis because he's been with the team all offseason, but then I saw Ian Rappaport had like a sneaky little injection a few days ago that Kenyon Drake was actually signed to be the starter.
Really?
So, but like that wasn't talked about at all. I think it was like Evan Silver or someone retweeted it and did like one of those little quote things.
And you know me, I've always been a Drake guy. So
I mean, he's been with the team for 2 days, but I guess Rappaport did say, and Rappaport was in on the Ravens saying Dobbins was going to be out week 1 like months ago, and
getting clapped at from Dobbins and never back down. I love it.
Yeah. So I don't know. He has a little connection with the Ravens. So
maybe he's got the right finger on the pulse there. We'll see. But yeah, definitely if you need a running back this week, great potential target there. Good, cheap DraftKings plays as well. For wide receiver, I'm thinking George Pickens scores the most week 1 fantasy points of any of the Pitt receivers, outscores Claypool, and even outscores Deontay Target Hog Johnson today. The guy's a monster. He's a stud. He's going to have Eli Apple in coverage for 60 to maybe even 100% of the snaps. Nobody likes to get roasted more than Eli Apple, and nobody likes to see it more than the entire NFL.
How many times is Pickens going to bury him into the ground on a run?
Oh, my God. The just pancake blocking. It's going to be beautiful. So I'm all in on Pickens. I think he's going to have a huge day. I actually don't know why I don't have him in more DraftKings lineups. I'm going to make sure that changes because I love this guy today and for the season. Big fan of Pickens. What's your receiver bold prediction?
I think Hollywood Brown scores 2 touchdowns over 40 yards.
Love it. Wow, 2 40-yard bombs. Mm-hmm. I could see it. And I could see him also like having the bomb touchdowns and just being the vein of the attack and having like ultimately 11 receptions, like 150 and 2. 6,200 on DraftKings. He's going to be chalky, but
yeah, I was thinking of his rookie year, his first game. He had like I think it was like 2 bomb touchdowns. And I was just thinking of that. I had that little vision in my head. So
yeah, I can see it. I can see it totally. I'm on board with that one as well. My last prediction, we talked about Mr. Tunyon. I think he hits right away, goes for 2 touchdowns today against the Vikings, has that unreal chemistry already with Aaron Rodgers, and there's really no one else other than Cobb who has that pre-established rapport here with Rodgers. Of course, the backfield, we know that too. But I think Tunyon gets right where he left off a couple seasons ago and has a few scores today. Tight end prediction for you, CJ. Bold prediction.
I'm not sure about the stats really, but I think Isaiah Likely is going to be included in the Millie Maker winner this week.
I have him in so many lineups, so I absolutely love it. He's 2,500 in DraftKings, bare minimum. Everett boy, love to see the Mass guys stepping up. I mean, this year's class too coming into the league.
Massachusetts is turning to Texas right before us.
Yeah, exactly. The new Texas for football. Awesome. Well, Wolfpack, that wraps up our bold predictions, all the news we were going to go through. I don't think there's even much we have to keep tracking other than at the 4 p.m. games. No. Make sure you're keeping note of, does Lazard play? Probably not. Is Ertz on a pitch count? All that good stuff. Keep your eyes peeled, but that's not going to break until later today. So that means it is officially time for.
So we.
Sorry,
something just scared me. We have a D&D cash thing at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so yeah, as a reminder, again, we're going to hit all the questions we can up till 12:45. So we got a good hour and 15. We should be able to get anything. But if you want a guaranteed answer, you want a good detailed response, 2 ways to do it is a super chat. You said there was one around 11, so let me try to find that. D-India, thank you very much for the support. Have a truly tall boy on me, Wolfie. Half PPR, CEH, or Terry in the flex. I remember last year, D&D was just paying me money to chug beers on air. He didn't say to chug the beer. He said to enjoy one. So I will not chug one on air unless another one comes in. But I would go Terry here. I get CEH played all the first-team snaps in the preseason and looked okay. But it's still, Ronald Jones could vulture touchdowns. McKinnon's going to get receiving work. It might become a shootout where it's just quarterback versus quarterback, and the running game gets abandoned. So I don't know. I'm not in CEH yet. And Terry, they're facing the Jags. Jags fucking suck. Like, I don't think we need to overthink this one. I'm gonna go Terry there. Do you feel any differently?
No, I'm going Terry. I mean, it's always hard to believe in Carson Wentz, but who knows? We'll always wait for him to have his magic from like 5 years ago.
Exactly. So yeah, thanks again so much for the support, D-India. I will indeed have a nice tall boy, plenty of tall boys later, and then we'll have that late stream, and I'll probably be incoherent and not be able to talk to you guys. But hey, it'll work. We do have a call in as well. The other guaranteed way to get on here and get your question. A Roto Street legend, been here forever, Mr. Giuseppe.
Oh, with the shirt on too,
wearing the gear, looking studly. Giuseppe, so good to see you. Thanks for calling
you too,
in. What
my
do we
guys.
got?
Absolutely, long time, first time over here, huh? We got 2 flex league. I need help with both spots. I got Brandon Cooks, David Montgomery, Bob Woods, and who's the last one? Antonio Gibson.
Gotcha. And half PPR, full PPR?
Full PPR.
Full PPR. I love Brandon Cooks.
Cooks is the locked-in one of the bunch.
I'm locking him in. I really like Gibson today against the Jags, too. No Brian Robinson. I know the team seems to hate him, but they have real no choice here, especially if they get up early. I think Gibson's going to see nice. I mean, last year he was top 5 in the league in red zone usage, overall carries, the 4th in carries. Like, they're going to use him early on, and that's what Rivera even said himself. We're going to be using Gibson this week. So I like Gibson. I really don't mind him at all. Who are the other 2 options just to make sure I'm not?
Montgomery and Bob Trees.
Yeah, I'm going the other 2. Montgomery scares me. That whole offense scares me. That line scares me right now. So I'm locking those 2. And you said you as well, CJ?
Yeah, I'm right with you there.
Awesome. Any others we can do for you, Giuseppe?
Yeah, I was going to say, if I could squeeze one in real quick. With
one
Sutton,
more.
Sutton, Ayuk, and Mooney, PPR.
Ayuk versus Mooney?
No, Ayuk, Mooney, and Sutton.
Just one of them?
Geez.
Yeah.
Oh, good receiver core. That's crazy that 2 of those guys have to be on your bench, but I love Cortland Sutton. I'm all in. I think they're going to bomb the Seahawks. Russell Wilson's going to come out swinging. That's his go-to guy, according to camp reports. To me, he's like a tier above the other 2. As much as I do like Ayuk with no Kittle, I mean, great narrative for him this week. Sutton's like top 10 for me, so I'm going Sutton there.
Yeah, I was going to say Mooney in the beginning, and then you added Sutton at the end, and now it's Sutton.
Yeah, no-brainer to me. Awesome. Giuseppe, thanks for calling in. Best of luck in week 1, baby.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All righty. And again, that chat, if you want to call in and get a guaranteed answer, the link is it pinned? Is that how you do that on YouTube type of thing?
Yeah, it's pinned. I think it's pinned on our YouTube. And then I dropped it in the Facebook. But Facebook people, if you want to go over to our YouTube, subscribe, that'd be great.
We always like that, and we'll hit all these questions. But as we do, that thumbs up button, a good free way to help us out, continue to grow. We got over 50 of you with us live right now, maybe even more because Twitter doesn't calculate right now. So that's so humbling, so appreciable. Wolfpack, thank you for being here. We will now hit all of your questions, but that thumbs up is a nice, easy, free way to help us continue to grow. Thanks again for being here.
Yep. So happy 2020, Wolf. Flex full PPR up to 40. Up by 40 thanks to Josh Allen. Brees Hall, Bobby Woods, or CEH.
So it seems like you just need some safe points, and I like Robert Woods. I think he's going to be a nice, steady point target source. I don't like Brees this week. CEH is up there for me too. I could see him getting into the end zone, but I think Woods is going to have 7-8 catches, and that's going to be pretty regular for him. He's facing the Giants, and their secondary got even worse this offseason. I like Bobby Woods there. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm right with you. I mean, Brees isn't the heartbeat of the offense, so I'm going with Woods.
Perfect. I like it.
Charlie Menelakis want to stash Jeff Wilson, but would need to drop either Josh Palmer or Gainwell. Is he worth the upside or no?
This is tough because I love all three of these options. They're three of my favorite bench players to have. I think I wouldn't drop Gainwell. It is a four-headed nightmare with Sermon there, but I do also want to see, is he still the main receiving back? Is he getting goal line work like he was last year? Or are they replacing him with Sermon in that role? I don't think they will be. So I do want to keep Gainwell. I love Palmer, though. I really want to see what he does. They're saying he's locked on into the wide receiver 3 spot. They're probably going to run a lot more 11 personnel this year. I love Palmer, too. I guess that just comes down to how needy are you at running back versus wide receiver. If your team needs, a running back down the stretch or your running back depth is very weak, I love Wilson. We know the litany of injuries that Eli Mitchell had last year, and Wilson, by all accounts, is far more explosive than we saw. I mean, if this was Wilson of last year, then you don't even think about this. You don't even touch the guy. He looked awful. But everything is saying he's back to the guy we saw 2 seasons ago who led the team in rushing touchdowns, had multiple 30-point days when he was the fill-in starter. I mean, the upside with Wilson is astronomical. So I would cut Palmer for Wilson if you had need for running back depth. But if I'm ranking him on a big board, Wilson's probably the third, and I don't think I'd cut either of those guys. I don't know. That's tough. What do you think, CJ?
I mean, honestly, it depends on his roster, like you said. I mean, yeah, I think I would cut Palmer. It depends on his roster, honestly. It's week 1 right now. I mean, what would suck is if Mitchell gets hurt, and then it's just everyone dumps their fab on Wilson this week.
Yeah.
Right now, I think I would sit tight, honestly.
I would sit tight too, yeah, because I don't think unless Mitchell gets hurt, like you mentioned, I don't see Wilson shooting up in value anytime soon, whereas Palmer might be locked in, play 90% of the snaps, catch a touchdown today, and be the receiver everybody wants. Both of those guys, Palmer and Gainwell, we're going to learn a bit more about today. Wilson, we'll see him in third down snaps, but unless there's an injury, I don't think we're going to gain anything or learn any new insight. But we'll see. I mean, all three are great bench options, Wolfpack. I would be on the lookout for them. I'd rather have Michael Gallup than all of them. I just want to reiterate for anybody that was not here at the beginning. He's out this week, but 35% rostered right now. Can slot him into an IR if you have that spot. He is going to be a huge difference maker this year, maybe as early as next week. So check out for Michael Gallup on your waiver wires.
Campanelli, Wolf and Silent Assassin are back in action. Can't wait to hang out with the crew for the next 18 weeks and dominate leagues together.
Hell yeah. It's a tradition like no other, Campanelli. You always are dominating. I believe we already got this one because you called into the show. But just to reiterate it, I went Pierce and Connor. Who would you go for those 2 running backs?
Let me see. No, I think, didn't you go Dylan? I think you went Dylan.
Oh, I did go Dylan. Yeah, I went Dylan Connor. Yes.
Yeah, Dylan Connor for me too.
Good catch there.
Fatty Mateo, if the stream isn't late and CJ's internet isn't glitching, I want my money back.
You've come to expect these things. I think we got 2 minutes late today.
Yeah.
We always got to make sure we have everything, all the ducks in a row.
My internet's been good.
Internet's been good, so you got to go, unplug it for a little bit, CJ.
It's overheating. Sure. It's overheating right now.
Exactly. You still look like you're in jail, which is nice. So we got those nice background touches for you at least.
Penya's thoughts. I like the comment below about this. But in Penya's thoughts, it's one Pena baby, help me out, Wolf. I got a QB, Patrick Mahomes, receiver 1, Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Eckler, Chubb, Connor, bench, Smith, Thielen, Lockett, Mike Carter, Henry. Nice.
Good roster. Similar to, as you mentioned, this comment here, don't make us read your whole roster, bro. What's the question there? What have you locked it down to? To me, it's probably, who's at wide receiver 2 and who's at flex. You're obviously not benching Eckler. I do like Connor a little bit more than Chubb. I'm actually nervous about this Browns offense, so I might actually slide Connor in over Chubb. Being said, they might feed Chubb like 30 carries, and then we realize we're dumb to fade him because of this Brissett news. I love Thielen, though. I know the Packers are a quote-unquote vaunted pass defense. Jair Alexander is one of the best corners in the league, and he's back now. But Thielen just murders the Packers. He averages almost 21 fantasy points per game across his last 10 games against them. In the top half of games, he averages 33 points against the Packers. He just destroys them routinely, week in and week out. He even said it on a podcast this week, was like, I love playing the Packers. I just want to murder them every time. So I kind of like Thielen over Jerry Jeudy here.
That's what I was looking at. That's exactly what I was looking at too.
Now, what do you think about Connor versus Chubb? Am I insane to bench Chubb for Connor?
Connor's
I guess the other one just goes into the flex, so it doesn't even matter.
Or unless you want to bench Chubb and put Thielen in the flex. No, but I'd rather Chubb than Jeudy.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Jeudy for Thielen is the only difference. You're flexing Connor. That all makes sense, yeah. But as Fatty Mateo means, don't make us read your whole roster. Penny, you've been here forever. You know better than that. Limit it down to the 2 or 3 guys you're weighing.
That, and let's cut down on will I have Devontae Adams or Kendrick Bourne? Who should I start? Stuff like that.
Kendrick Bourne, yeah. Jeremiah Moore, let's go. Welcome back.
Matthew Noto. As of right now, in full PPR, I have Patterson starting. I have him, Gibson, and Penny. Who would you start of those 3? I feel like Patterson is the safest.
See, I think Gibson's the safest.
See, I was going to say, I think Patterson might be the least safe.
Exactly, right? Because they clearly, who knows who's going to be the lead carry guy. I'd obviously rather see Patterson actually not be the lead carry guy and be more of the move around, like use him as a monster, like running the wheel routes and stuff. He was unbelievable to start the year. And then they turned him into that like early down grinder, and he predictably sucked. So I don't love Patterson, and the Saints have always had a good run defense, good defense in general. I like Gibson. I mean, you're getting the Jags. McKissick, he'll get some receiving work, but Gibson should potentially find pay dirt 2 times today. Like, I really like Gibson there. You're lockstep with me?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't like Patterson out of these 3. I think he's the worst. I would say Gibson, Penny, Patterson.
I think the only risk with Gibson, and admittedly, it's a huge risk, is if he does
fumble.
they will not hesitate to feed McKissick like 30 touches.
If he fumbles, I think Ron Rivera would take his jersey, rip into pieces, and be like,
he might actually murder him. He might grab him by the throat, and Ron Rivera will strangle Gibson with his bare hands
cut him on the
on
field.
the sidelines. So if you want to watch Gibson gasp his last breaths, tune into that fucking shit show of a game. But yeah, if he fumbles, he's toast. So that's really the risk with him. But you got to imagine like he has been like that's on his mind.
So I know this isn't huge, I guess, but so Drake London's officially active and Algier is inactive. So I mean, Patterson could be the
good timing.
RB1.
Maybe then. Algier was one that we were a little worried could steal goal line work. That also, and that's an interesting note too. I'm just gonna quickly make a banner for it, just because I would not be shocked. I saw a great call this week. Tyler Algier. I probably spelled his name wrong, but you guys will know what I'm going for. There's a stash here that I think is actually intriguing. Do you know who their starting running back might actually end up being today?
Yeah, Dameon Williams.
That
was on Jimbo's waiver article. That actually
exactly. Want to shout that one out too. Good little potential stash could be Dameon Williams. He played as you got the kind of the starters treatment all preseason. Algier had a couple impressive plays, but the fact that he's inactive today, that does boost up Patterson, and it also means they clearly hold Williams in pretty high regard here. I posted a nice little engagement farm over on Thursday where I said the number 1 week 1 waiver wire pickup will be blank. And Heath Cummings, a great guy from over at CBS, really on top of the lower prospects. He said Dameon Williams. And I would not be shocked at all to see Williams plot his ass into the end zone and end up being one of the top pickups of the week. So get ahead of it. What if it's calling him the next Eli Mitchell would be way too over the top, because Eli Mitchell was a high-end RB2 all year for you. But the guy could see a meaningful 12 to 15 snaps, including goal line work, if they take that off Patterson's plate. I think Williams could be that kind of week one ad ahead of time. If you got ahead of Mitchell last year, remember we tweeted out that like Trey Sermon was inactive right on this pregame show and mentioned Eli Mitchell's active ahead of him. Mostert goes down and suddenly, Mitchell's a steamrolling ahead for top 12 numbers. What if something happened to Patterson today? So Dameon Williams, if you have bench trash, I would definitely consider removing some of that bench trash for Dameon Williams today and seeing how this backfield shakes out. All righty, back to the questions.
We're at Jeremiah 1049.
Jeremiah 1049. Way to keep our place here. Good job.
Jeremiah Moore, Tony, Kirk, or Bateman, half PPR.
They're all in the exact same tier for me. I'm lower on Bateman this week, though. I think he's higher for most people. I just wouldn't be shocked if that game is a lot uglier than people are expecting. I think everyone thinks Lamar's going to go in, light him up, and he sure could. It's the fucking Jets we're talking about. But I'm impressed with their corner. Didn't Gardner give up 0 catches all preseason, no touchdowns all
lockdown in practice.
He's a menace, and they're going to have him on Bateman unless they put him on Andrews, and I don't think they'll do that. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Bateman underwhelmed today. I really like both Tony and Kirk. They're both facing bad pass defenses. I lean to Kirk just because I'm very confident he's the number one for the Jags. He saw 8 targets in the first half of their preseason game, whereas Tony's been hurt. He hasn't necessarily been there to fully assimilate himself. When he played last year, he looked like the next great stud, but it was very limited how often we got to see him. Shepard's now back. They love Rondale as well. So I'm a little more confident that Kirk's going to be the locked-in guy over these other 2 guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you again. Christian Kirk, I wish I had more of him. I just don't know why I didn't draft him in any league. I love the Jags this year, so it's I feel like I wish I had some Kirk, but I'd go Kirk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the same boat. He was going in around 7 or 8, and I just never. I was always going Chase Edmonds in that range, and so I don't know that I'll regret that because I do really like Chase Edmonds. But ultimately, I wish I had more Kirk than I ended up with this year. Another call in to the show. As always, they do get preference. My man Gonzo, what's going on? What's going on, my man? Happy week 1. How we doing, brother?
My man. Oh, I love this, man. Look, I'm not going to hold you. Kareem Hunt or Brandon Ayuk?
Oh, good question. Look, are you heading to the game right now, by the way? You got the jersey on. Looking
what is that a Victor? Oh no, Eli?
Eli, baby. I'm waiting for my Barkley one to come in the mail, man.
I should take back my correction. You look horrendous in that awful Giants disgusting jersey.
Oh man.
I always love seeing you, Gonzo. I gotta go Ayuk. No Kittle today. I think he's going to get fed. He was Trey Lance's favorite target all at camp. Trey Lance called him his milk dud. I mean, how can you turn down the milk dud of Trey Lance here?
I am all in on Trey Lance thanks to my man Roto Street, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Gonzo. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm sure the Giants will not make it enjoyable for you. But otherwise, I hope fantasy does, and you dominate your week 1 lineups, my man.
Giants by 6, baby. I'll talk to you. Good luck today.
Good luck to you too, Gonzo. Thanks for calling in, man. I love this new call-in feature. This is awesome.
I know, it's great. New life. Hey, guys, pick one half PPR. DJ Moore, Elijah Moore, Mike Thomas.
Oh, man. I like all these options, new life. I'm not a DJ Moore fan in general, but of these ones, I think I prefer him. I would normally have probably had Mike Thomas higher, but with the hammy lingering and who knows if we haven't seen him play in 2 years. So if I can bench Mike Thomas, I will. And you can here. I like the other 2 options better than him. I think I'm going DJ Moore, just hoping him and Baker have a nice rapport. What about you?
See, I'm going Elijah. You noted that stat earlier, but him and Flacco blew up together.
150 yards and a TD, and they came together.
And I think Marcus Peters is also out today, so I think that will help out Elijah Moore a bit.
I'm a big fan of Elijah Moore, too. I'm starting him myself. So, New Life, if you want to ride together, I'm going I do have Eli Moore as well. If I had the choice of DJ Moore, I'd have him in my lineup, though.
There's a bunch of tweets going out right now about the Chicago Bears. It's downpouring, and their field's already a mess, so it looks like an absolute swamp. So that's
shit.
Not great.
Maybe Ayuk was not the best recommendation for our man Gonzo. If you're still tuned in, I still think
it's fine.
It typically,
but I just saw a video and it looks like there's like rain up to their knees.
Yeah, so make sure you check that, Gonzo. See if it clears up at all before pregame, because that sounds terrible.
John Schuler, Landry, Ayuk, Mooney, flex, PPR.
I'm full PPR does make Landry a little more intriguing. Now we're talking about two of the guys in that downpour we're just talking. Speaking of, I think I'm leaning Ayuk though with no Kittle here. What about you?
I think I'm going Mooney since Fields just literally has no one else to throw the ball to.
Yeah, I have them. I think like 25 and 26 in my rankings. I'm double checking where I had these guys ranked, but I did want to bump up Ayuk today as well. So I had Ayuk. Where do I have Ayuk? 31 and Mooney 27, but that's without bumping Ayuk up for Kittle being out. It's close. It's really close. I guess full PPR too. You might get more just like dink and dunks to Mooney. So it does give him a little more, like he's got a safer floor. So yeah, I guess I go Mooney here. Good morning, Ward. Good to see you, brother.
We just answered that too.
Oh yeah, we got the electric Mark Gonzalez on our stream.
Austin Firster, what's up? Wolfpack 2022 bitches. Let's go.
Let's go, bitches. Good to see you, Austin.
New life. What are your thoughts on ETN? I love ETN.
Yeah,
so
CJ's a bit bigger on him than I am. Love the player. I think he'll have a good role. It sounds like Robinson's already fully healthy though, and like going to be a big week 1 factor.
I mean,
that might be
another Achilles guy though. They just
exactly. So maybe he has more dog in him than Cam Akers. We will see. His was also later than Cam Akers last year too. So I like Etienne.
It's also a different player too. He's more of a north-south guy than Akers is. But
yeah, I didn't end up with a lot of Etienne this year just because he was going right around Babe Davis. Daddy Davis was right in that range.
Yeah.
And so I typically just hammered him or, unfortunately, Allen Robinson. Hopefully that turns around faster than it's looking right now. But I do like Etienne, an explosive player, especially if James Robinson looks worse. He's going to be one that I can't wait to watch today, like one of the definite must-watches to see him and Trevor Lawrence link back up together.
Pringle, happy Sunday, fellas. Looking forward to the season.
Hell yeah, Pringle. Thank you. Let's fucking go, Tunes. Appreciate you guys being here, all the regulars.
Pena also go with Kirk Cousins. Would you go with him over Mahomes?
Pena, come on. I appreciate the layup, but you are going Mahomes. Yeah, 100,010%. You're going Mahomes.
Pena's just here for the algorithm to get us
yes,
one question.
You're helping out with the comments. I love it. Thank you, Pena. And everybody else can help with the algorithm. That thumbs up will help us continue to grow. Thank you, guys.
Pringle with 2 questions. Full PPR. Sutton or Rashad Penny at the flex? Sutton.
Oh, Sutton. Yeah, that one's easy. Easy, Sutton.
Jeremiah mentioning the rain in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, true.
And Pringle, second question, full PPR, Amon-Ra or Bateman at receiver 2? Amon-Ra.
Yep, me as well. As we mentioned, we're a little worried that Bateman could get locked down. And in just general, I just like Amon-Ra a lot more. I mean, the guy's going to be the next great stud that you got in round 5-6. Love him.
We already got Campanelli, too.
Oh, yeah, he came on the stream.
Tomsick. We need a call-in from Tomsick.
Yeah, Tomsick, get on the call-in line.
Fellas, it's always so good to be back. Allow me to quote my good friend Marshawn Lynch. You know why I'm here to have CJ's beat to remind me there's always one more handsome man out there.
Nothing's better. I always look forward to Ben Tomsick's shout out of the true
yeah,
true
call
beauty.
in Tomsick. I need you to pump my tires a little bit this morning. Christy India, is that a truly tall boy?
It's no, just a standard Truly, but you know what? You did ask me to have a tall boy on air, so I have to have at least 2 Trulies. So I'm gonna go grab one while CJ reads the next question.
You're giving me a Pena question again. I have Knox this week. Should I be worried? Or was it Aaron Donald's fault? Got our own Hunter Henry for backup. Dawson Knox is Dawson Knox to me. I mean, he's boomer bust. He's a touchdown-dependent tight end.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's exactly Donald's fault. I would just say that he is who he is. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a boomer bust guy. So ultimately,
there'll be some weeks where he scores 2 touchdowns or some weeks where he has 2 receptions.
Yeah, that's kind of comes with the territory. So it'll be good to see what Hunter Henry does and how steady he is. They're saying Jonnu's more involved this year. But ultimately, that's kind of what happens with, unfortunately, with Knox. He's going to win you some weeks at like 15, 16, 20 points sometimes. But ultimately, he might cost you some weeks. But that's tight end in general. Like there's really only 4 or 5 tight ends that aren't just boom or bust like that. CJay, please smile. Football's back. Give us some life, CJay, for the love of God. I love it, Stallings. Good talking trash there.
Brett Jones, Devonta, Ayuk, Pitts, standard.
Pitts. I love Pitts, especially in standard.
Going Pitts too.
Best touchdown bet. Mike Clay, great to see you. Let's do what we do. Bring home the ships. We've been doing it for years with you, Mike. Let's get some more ships indeed. Bull One, glad you're back. Bull Pack, let's go. I hope you guys like that bold prediction segment too. Let us know about your thoughts. Duckworth, Wolf CJay, where's the beard at? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. You're going to grow it out the rest of the year, apparently. Are you in on Ayuk this week as much as I am? Asked the Duck. So I was. The weather is like a little bit of a downer for me, but I still think he's going to be fine. Like unless that is just I do want to see what it looks like. Like if it's going sideways and all that stuff, it could get ugly. But I still like Ayuk today, top 30 receiver for sure. I do need to bump him up as I look over my receiver rankings. I think it's a little too low. Are you in on Ayuk this week?
Kind of like you, where I was. I love their sleepovers. I love their s'mores, everything they do together. But yeah, like the entire season I am, but as much this week, no.
I just picture them in like a sleeping bag together, like cuddled up and like
one of
squeezing
the
into
that's
one
such
sleeping bag.
such a cute Instagram story.
Yeah, they're
Just
making
like-
s'mores. Oh, they're adorable. Here it comes today. All righty, Tom, stick with the actual fantasy questions.
Yep. Edmonds, AJ Dillon, or Ayuk in my flex PPR. That's interesting. I'd go Edmonds for me. I think they're going to tear up those linebackers to Patriots.
I do too, and full PPR makes it closer. It's one of the two running backs. I'm going to rule out Ayuk from this one. I just love AJ Dillon. I think he's fine in the end zone tonight, at least once, maybe twice. Like I think that whole offense is going to be the backs today. I feel a little safer with Dillon just because we know him. We've seen it. He, in fact, led the entire NFL in goal line carries the second half of the year. I think you're guaranteed a touchdown today from Dillon. Whereas Edmonds, I really like the upside. And PPR, he's going to probably catch 4 or 5 balls too. I have them neck and neck. I have Dillon one spot higher. I have it 18-19.
Norton Tires. This is going to be tough all season. Dameon Harris or Ramondre Stevenson in the flex.
Why
PPR.
did you do this to yourself? It was in our auction, and I was just like, I mean, I love the price you got both of them at, but now you have this headache all fucking
You're going to pick the wrong one basically
every single
week.
We're not facing each other, so I do hope you get it right, for our record here. I go Harris. I think, he's the first man up. He's going to be the first man at the goal line. They'll probably alternate series, and I get Ramondre will probably get receiving work. But if Montgomery is going to impact anybody, it's definitely Stevenson in that receiving role, whereas Harris is going to probably get 55%, 60% of the carries and probably 70% of the starting goal line work at least. So I go Harris here. What about you?
I feel like everyone just like loves Stevenson now. Like almost to the point where people forget Harris scored 15 touchdowns last year.
Right.
So I'd go with Harris today, and I don't know, flip a coin every week at this point. I don't know.
Good luck figuring that one out. I've never seen somebody score 15 touchdowns, still be the top guy on the depth chart, and then be drafted in round 10. Like I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I think Harris was insanely disrespected, and I will say this too. I don't even really love either of them today. I just don't like the Pats right now at all. But Harris would definitely be my play.
Devin, should I play Kareem Hunt? I mean, we don't know your roster, but
it's never a bad play. I mean, he's a very big talent. He outscored Nick Chubb in their first 6 healthy games together last year. Hunt's always good. He's a very good talent with the pass catching role on block there.
Devin might be going in the jail right now because he asked this question 25 times.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna I'll put him in timeout. So that will take away his question at least. Please don't ask. Good reminder, like as much as we like the algorithm help, please don't ask the same question a million fucking times. That's very, very annoying. So Devin, you're in timeout for now. Not banned. You're welcome back. But please don't ask your question a million times. We do have a beautiful beard here. Look at that. Who's in the tank top? The gear is out. The RSJ boys are here. Let's go. Happy week 1 tunes.
Lance or Tua?
Right to business. I love it. I'm going Trey Lance. I know the weather's gross there. I'm not freaking out. I think you're at least getting a couple rushing scores, so I'm going Lance. But CJay, you might feel differently. You're really high on Tua this week.
I mean, if we're gonna, it was a bold prediction though. It's different. I'm not gonna roll the dice on tunes. I'm gonna play it safe and go. I play it safe, I guess, and go with Lance. But
Yeah, safe.
Tua, I know exactly, but no, I love Tua. I'm going Lance though.
All right,
guys.
Best of luck, tunes. Have a great week 1. Love it. These columns are great.
I just sent out the link to Tom Sick, so we may have a Tom Sick call pretty soon.
Awesome. We've got another one right here. Jeremiah, what's going on? An OG Wolfpack legend. Cheers, man.
A Roto Street baby.
Yeah. Born
Awesome.
in December. Where can I get him some clothes?
Oh, yeah. We got to get the sleeper fantasy line. We've designed it all. We're very close to watching it. CJ, we'll get together next week and just like wrap that thing up after school.
Yeah, everything's ready. We just have to click publish at this point.
Yeah, we got some clothes for them. The kids are all here. Cheers.
He's
What a
like
Sunday.
He's 8 months old, but he's wearing 18-month-old clothing. He's
wow.
He's
a future monster on the line.
Yeah. So I have a question about players to stash. I stashed Nico Collins, but Josh Palmer is on the waiver wire. Gallup is already on a roster, so he's not available. So would you go Nico Collins or Josh Palmer?
That's a really good one, Jeremiah. What did you say, CJ?
I'm going Palmer. Just better offense, higher upside.
Yeah.
I really like Collins to be a big touchdown threat this year. So here's a thought, Jeremiah. I don't know if your league like locks all the waivers when things start, but Nico plays at 1. If you think Palmer's still going to be out there at 4 and it doesn't lock on you, let's say Collins does nothing, then you could always just drop him. You kind of get a sense that he's just going to be another guy this year. Drop him for Palmer. I don't know if your league allows that, but that's probably the play.
Yeah.
Cheers, my man. Do you know if your league will allow that?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the settings. Yeah.
Double check how the waivers work, because if that works out and you don't think somebody's going to just come snipe you on Palmer, I do think in a vacuum I prefer Palmer, but I'd love to give Nico a tryout first.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the football crew over there. Awesome stuff. Well, you guys enjoy your Sunday. Best of luck
we're
today.
heading off to church in a minute.
Awesome. Enjoy the Sunday service and enjoy the football after. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
See it.
Love it.
Beautiful.
All righty. They keep coming in, and I'm not going to turn down the Collins. Y2J, what's going on? Welcome back.
What's up, baby? How you guys doing?
What's going on?
Great stuff. Happy week 1. How are we doing, my man?
Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to get right to it, right? So I got a flex position that I'm really, confused about. I got A.J. Dillon starting for now, but I also have Aaron Jones as well. And then I also got Julio Jones sitting on the bench, Christian Kirk, and Dameon Pierce. Who the hell do I start a flex?
Oh, man. A lot of great options. Is it full PPR, half? What are the settings?
Full PPR, boss.
Oh, full PPR makes it even trickier because now I like Kirk a bit more. I might roll both Packers guys, though. I love you're not benching Aaron Jones. We know that. He's going to probably catch 9-10 balls today, be the engine of the offense. But I think Dillon's finding the end zone, too. To me, it comes down to Dillon or Pierce. And I think I'm going to go Dillon and just feel confident in the fact that he's going to score. But it's close. It's really close. What about you, CJ?
Yeah, I mean, you did say you were starting Dillon in the running back spot. I'd feel better as a fantasy guy putting Jones in the running back spot. And then I think I'd go Dillon. I do hate starting two of the same running backs on the same team. But, yeah, I'd go with the 2 Packers running backs.
Was there anyone that you were leaning towards, Y2J?
I was mostly split between Dameon Pierce and A.J. Dillon starting at flex because I was going to start Aaron Jones, main running back 1. But, those were my 2 options there.
I know. I think the offense is going to flow through the backs, especially with Lazard out today. Whereas, Aaron Jones could get there with the receptions. Dillon could get there with the touchdowns, and you're happy that you had both of them in there. That's how I'd play it, unless you're a significant underdog, and then you need the upside. Then you would go Pierce. But are you like buried by Cooper Kupp already or anything of that nature?
I have already been buried by Josh Allen.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, man.
Would you? All right, then would you go Christian Kirk for like a big play?
And just hope he goes like 9 for 100 something? Man, this is tough, Y2J. You're making my mind just already explode in week 1 because you do need the upside now. If you got buried by Josh Allen, and there's only so much both those running backs can do.
Yep.
Oh, man. Maybe you do just take the swing on Pierce. Kirk. I love Pierce, but you probably go Kirk, right, CJ?
Yeah, I'd go Aaron Jones, Christian Kirk there.
I'm gonna say Pierce then, because I really do like Pierce. I think he has a top 10 week this week and just lights it up. But he's the biggest risk of them. Like the other, like I guess you can't go for the floor right now though. You got to go for the ceiling. Man, great call, great question. That's real tough. I love all the options. Let us know who you end up going, how it goes. Maybe we'll see you at the post game tailgate later tonight.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you guys. Have a great fucking weekend. Kill it on your fantasy teams as well. Thank you for the help.
Cheers. Anytime.
Cheers,
Thanks for
guys.
calling in. Good to
Yes,
see
sir.
you today. Cheers. This is like the best new feature we've ever come up with.
I know.
This is awesome. We already got Giuseppe. I see his question here, so we're not ignoring you, Giuseppe. You already called in, and we hit you. So let's pick up Steel City.
Steel City, PA. Start Godwin, Sanders, Bob Woods.
I would probably go Bob Woods.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm not a Sanders guy. Never have been. And me and Truth were laughing on Thursday because it's like we were just shitting on him endlessly. He's probably going to score 3 touchdowns today. Like just like against Detroit, the matchup's ripe. He had no touchdowns last year. So that's always what happened. It overcorrects in week 1. I still won't go there. I can't go back.
If you guys want to know how to Advantage pick, Sanders, I think is total 75 rushing yards. I think.
Oh, come on.
So under.
Smash
under.
that
That's 20 yards higher than sportsbooks.
That makes no sense. Perfect pick. I did see, and I don't know how it would work. They had like Marlon Mack for like 40 yards, but he's not on team, so I don't know.
I think they have to be active and start.
Yeah, I assume
or else
they
it
have to
just
be
wipes off.
So I'm gonna go Bob Woods here. As much as I'd love to get Godwin in there, in particular if this is PPR, it'd be nice to know the score in here. Because if it's standard and it's touchdown based, then maybe Godwin's the play. But in general, I like Woods the most as just like a 7 catch, 60 to 80 yards. Maybe finds the end zone. Godwin on a snap count. Big risk. Let's see how he looks first. And I'm not going Sanders myself. I can't say
we have a under $5 deposit at 11.58.
Oh, okay. Super chat. It's my fault.
Super chat.
I know I sound risk of sounding like an asshole. For whatever reason, the software does not like have this. When it's over $5, it pops right up because it's green and it goes to the top. For some reason, when it's like under $5, it does not. I cannot control this. It's StreamYard. It's how it works.
As I said on Thursday, it's only $100 we get notified.
Yeah, $100 will pop to the top. Exactly. But no, even $2 is so greatly appreciated. Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, thank you.
And we will definitely, again, prioritize Collins, but also, of course, the super chats.
Drew Morrow, Tyler Boyd, who you hate, Cobb, or Sammy Watkins today?
I really think it's going to be the highest score of these 3 will be a Packer. It's going to be really tough to figure that out. So I don't mind going Tyler Boyd, playing it safe. I know he's the 3rd option, but I think Burrow's just going to go nuts like all season, including today. Best protection of his career. So I think you're going to get like a nice 450 and a touchdown from Boyd, even if it means like Watkins has like 100 and a TD on your bench. I like that play myself.
Yeah, I'm not rolling the dice on Sammy Watkins. I know he's the king of week 1, but no, can't do it.
You don't have to if you have a Tyler Boyd. He's at least a little safer relative to those guys.
Should we start not rapid fire, but a little bit quicker? We have a ton. We have about 40 minutes.
Absolutely. So we left off on
where it's Wilder 10:54.
Alrighty, 10:54. Here we go.
Hey guys, football is back. Patterson, Gordon, or Claypool?
I like Patterson there, especially with Algier out. That's just one other guy that he does not have to contend with. I think Williams will also get some carries, but I like Patterson the most.
Yep, I'm with you there.
Right, cool.
Pena, do you think Mike Carter is a good backup, or should I trade him since I have Connor, Chubb, and Eckler? I would keep him.
He's certainly fine to have on the bench if you can get good value for him. Always test the waters. I don't think he's ever going to kind of enter your lineup. So find that running back needy team, see what they have, see if you can upgrade, package Carter and a tight end for a big upgrade, something of that nature, whatever it ends up being. I don't think you have to hold him by any means, but he's not bad to have on the bench either. He's the heartbeat.
Bo started Knox after trading for him.
Oh, no.
It's tough, but as we said, he is what he is.
I think Knox, more weeks than not's going to come through for you. It just didn't happen this week.
Mike Clay, Tony Pickens, Dotson in place for Godwin. He already started A-Rob, so he's...
so he needs some upside because A-Rob's a piece of shit.
Hey, there's your boy Pickens.
I go Pickens, yeah. I mean, it comes down to Tony or Pickens for me, and I do prefer Pickens. I think he's going to light it up and just from day one be a monster.
Giuseppe, I think we just responded to this already.
Oh, yeah, we hit that, and Sutton was the clear choice.
Mike Clay leading Pickens with Tomlin buying the whole team black Air Forces. Them boys about to put in work. I like
that's an awesome narrative that I fully buy. And that thumbs up, guys. Continue to help us grow. Would be so appreciated. Thank you.
We hit Campanelli too. Steven Reigns, full PPR, Juju or T. Higgins?
T. I got to go T. I mean, I know he's the number 2 technically there, but he's still a monster. I have no idea how targets will be distributed over there in Kansas City. I think Juju leads the team in targets, but I love T there.
Pena getting wild at these questions on a Sunday. You guys think Mike Williams and Judy will do anything this year, or do you think trading one of them since I have Smith, Thielen, Lockett?
I love Mike Williams. I'm not the biggest Judy fan, but I certainly want to see how he performs because maybe it is Russell Wilson that unlocks him. I mean, the guy can run the routes.
Let's not trade our whole team before week 1.
Yeah.
Campanelli, standard RB, pick 2 and a flex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to sit 2 of these? Saquon, Gibson, Dylan, Pierce, Pollard.
You're starting Saquon. You're starting – it's the first 3 for me. As much as I do like Pierce and I really love the talent of Pollard, I'm going those first 3. All the best bets to find the end zone.
And we hit that one already.
Yep, I go Schultz, no doubt there.
Jason, Zach Ertz is probably playing today. Would you play him or Gerald Everett? That was the same question you had.
That's the same question I have, Jason. So I don't know what I'm going to friggin' do. I'm in a blender right now. I'm going to keep tracking the news. And if it's like Ertz is significantly limited, something of that nature, I'm going to bench him. If it's just like a mini snap count type of reports, I'm going to feel pretty confident that they are going to need points. They're going to need bodies because they really don't have anybody. So I'm going to say Ertz for now, but keep tracking that news for sure. We've got a new call-in.
CJ's number 1 fan.
What's going on? And the gear is on. Look at the boys all looking great today. How we doing, Benny?
Good. How's it going? I'm trying not to look CJ right in the eyes. Down here.
It's very intimidating. I know. I have to do it for 2 hours. It's very tough.
I got 2 questions. First question is start sit CJ's eyes or his jawline?
Oh, it's the eyes. Those soft eyes.
Definitely the blue eyes. Unbelievable.
Yeah, those baby blues, they'll get you every time.
Second best eyes, VHS class of 2008.
And then I guess, should I start Trey Lance or Kirk Cousins today?
I'm going Trey. The Packers have a great pass D. I do think, with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, they're kind of matchup proof anyways, but you drafted Trey Lance for the excitement. Let's line him up, baby. Let's see how he does. So I'm going Trey Lance there. What about you, CJ?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I'm looking at the TV right now, and the downpour is just so hideous, and that field is terrible. I'm going with Kirk there.
Oh, the number 1 fan. I feel you got to sign with your blue eyes over there.
Hey, let's ride, CJ. Let's ride.
All righty. Best of luck there, Ben. And cheers. Dominating week 1, baby.
Yeah, take it easy, fellas. See you next week.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, cheers. Awesome. Mikey Clay.
Mike Clay, London, Ayuk, Dotson, already had Cup.
I'm going Ayuk. Again, the weather is tough, but I feel like offenses usually benefit from this, where they know where they're headed.
That doesn't bother me, but running quarterbacks, maybe not as much. Steph Pragan, it's Christmas Day. Favorite way to get ready for my kickoff?
Yes, Steph. Welcome back.
PPR, Woods or Mooney? And if Dobbins is out, so would you play Mike Davis or Dameon Harris?
Oh, man. I would still go Harris, even though Davis could. Somebody in the Ravens backfield is going to go off. It could be Davis. It could be Drake. It could be fucking Justice Hill. So Greg Roman's always so weird with his running backs that I don't have to touch that when I have a guy like Dameon Harris, 15 touchdowns last year, probably going to find the end zone at some point today, even though I am worried for my Patriots here. Woods versus Mooney's tough, but I'm still going Mooney. I know the rain, but I mean, the guy's going to see 15 targets. Again, it's tough to know. I'm not watching it, CJ. I don't have the TV. Is it that bad?
Yeah, they have those pushers to try to get whatever it is.
Oh, like the squeegee things?
Yeah, the squeegee things to get. And that field's already a disaster anyway. It still has grass. It's it's pretty gross.
Man.
But I don't know. With receivers, it doesn't bother me. In full PPR, catch a few screens. It's fun.
Yeah. I do prefer Mooney still. I mean, he's going to be the only receiver of note there. So,
Adrian Messina, McVay. Flex, half PPR, Bateman, Waddle, Edmonds, Pollard.
I like Waddle here. Edmonds is real close, but I'm going Waddle. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going Waddle myself.
Yeah, they have no one that can run with Tyreek and Waddle today.
Fatty Mateo, Babe Davis. Sounds like the Wolf is taking breeding fantasy wolves a little too seriously.
A little too serious indeed. And speaking of little wolves here, how are we, Jacob Rollins? Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Hey, CJ, we need to get you some decor for those walls.
Hey, tough game yesterday if you're fighting Irish.
Yeah, we got smacked by Marshall.
Not good.
Yeah. Hey, full PPR, Cordell Patterson or Bob Woods?
I'm liking Patterson. I go Patterson. No Algier there today. Dameon Williams will be a little bit involved, but I really like Patterson. I think they're going to get him back involved as they were creatively last year. I like Bob Woods, but still coming off of surgery. It's kind of a guy I want to see before I have to use if I don't have to. And I like Patterson. I think he's a good option.
Yeah, the no Algier thing was elevates Patterson a bit for me.
It's one less mouth that could be annoying there. I think that's big.
Hey, our Wolfpack's getting a lot of action. We have a lot of kids involved now.
Yeah.
I know. The Wolfpack is getting after it. I love it.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Cheers,
Thank you.
Jacob.
See
Good
ya.
luck today. Best of luck week 1. All righty. We left off at Fant Golf R.
Fat Golf R, Kittle is out. Should I pick up Tunyon, Irv, or Gerald Everett? Or Mo Alley Cox?
I love them all. I have them. I have both Tunyon and Everett as my potential backups right now. But if I had the option of Irv, I think I might go Irv. Man, that's going to be a coin flip. But all of them have touchdown upside. All of them are in good offenses. I really like them all. I don't know.
I think he's asking with Kittle out, he's going to start one of these guys.
He's going to start one of them, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'll go Big Bob. He's my bold prediction of the day. I think he's going to find that end zone at least once, probably twice. Probably. I mean, I like Big Bob. I do.
Of course.
I'm going Bob. What about you, CJ?
Just like I told you, I'm going with Everett today.
You love Everett today.
Yeah.
No Parham, so, I mean, it's going to be open there.
Jose Vega, Thielen, or Mike Thomas in PPR, and then Brady on Sunday Night Football or Rodgers?
I'm going Brady. No left tackle for Rodgers. Weekend run, core around him. I'm going Brady in prime time against an awful Cowboys secondary. And I'm going Thielen over Thomas. I feel pretty good about that. He's a Packers killer, Thielen is, whereas Thomas has a whole lot of risk to him. So I'm going Thielen, and I'm going Rodgers there.
Side note, Jay Glazer, the Cowboys had a scare during practice this week when Dak Prescott felt something pop in his foot.
Oh, good.
It doesn't sound great.
That sounds nice. Good.
Giuseppe Russo, Browns D or Washington D? I love the Browns D today.
I don't, because I think Baker's going to smoke them. Baker's coming in, getting his revenge today. So I am not going Browns D. But I also don't like Washington. I think Jaguars are going to be better than people expect. I kind of like the Panthers D. If they're out there in a ton of leagues. If Miami's defense is out there against the Pats, that'd be maybe my favorite stream that's widely available right now. And I don't hate the Bengals either, who are facing Mitch Trubisky, and we know that could be just pick six city. Oh, he's never thrown a pick six, right?
Yeah,
Mitch Trubisky's never thrown a pick six. I don't know how that's actually true.
Mitch Chavez, good morning. Oh, how I've been looking forward to this day. Hope all is well. Good luck. Go Chiefs.
As always, Mitch is just the most positive, nice human being in the world. Best of luck to you too, Mitch Chavez.
Travis Mason, happy first Sunday, my dudes. Got to drop one of these. Pacheco, Walker, White, Tolbert, Palmer. I'd go with Pacheco.
I'd probably drop Pacheco too. You know what, though? It's tough because, if there's a way you can pull it off where you can, have Pacheco, see how he does, and then drop him, because Tolbert really, he might not be active, they're saying tonight. He's, as much as I liked him coming into the year, I had him high on the big board. I was betting on the offense and the vacated opportunity there. At this point, Gallup's looking like he's going to be back sooner than later. If Tolbert's not even active already, he might just be useless this year.
It seems like they like Noah Brown more than him, too.
Now. I actually kind of dropped Tolbert here, I think. Even though Pacheco could probably be dropped too, I think I'd drop Tolbert first.
Darwin Thompson Jr.
Yeah. Di Lorenzo, great to see you, brother.
Andres, subfellas, 2 questions. Tua or Fields? Tua.
I'm going Tua. Definitely with the weather there today, too.
Half PPR, Flex, Woods, Thomas, Sanders, Carter.
I think I'm going Mike Thomas here. I know he's risky, coming off the ACL, but none of the other options wow. Woods is nice and safe, and I mean he's coming off an ACL himself though. So is he that safe? I'm going Mike Thomas. 2 touchdowns against Atlanta, just goes nuts. We can see that happening. So
when he
Mike.
Flexes after a first down, beautiful, man.
Yeah, I think he gets right back into it. What do you think, CJ?
I'm gonna be safe and go Bob Woods. I know you just said he's not safe, but I think he's safe.
All righty.
Adrian Reyes, appreciate the content. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Andrea, hi. I need 1 running back, 1 flex. CEH, Pollard, Stevenson, J-Rob, Elijah. So I'd go Elijah in the flex.
Definitely Elijah above all those running backs. I really like Pollard. I think he's going to be their number 2 receiver till Gallup's back. I don't think it's going to be blown smoke where they're saying they're going to use him in the slot and they actually don't. And last year when they faced the Bucs in week 1, Zeke got 7 carries. They really attacked him by spreading him out, peppering the receivers. And I think that's going to be Pollard tonight. So I actually like Pollard the most here. I think most would say CEH, but I'm going to go Pollard. What about you?
Yeah, I do like the idea of Pollard in the slot too. Let's go with Pollard. Pollard, Elijah.
There we go. And again, guys, as we continue to get your questions, that thumbs up button does help us to continue to grow. We have about 25 minutes till we have to sign off. I got to get my DraftKings lineup set. Got to get my regular lineup set. So by 12:45, we'll be off. If you want a guaranteed answer, that super chat will get you a guaranteed answer, or you can call into the show. The link should be there, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. The link will be there for you.
Apex, glad to be back. Cheers to another season. I only got 1 question today. Kittle is Ertz, so full PPR, Gerald Everett, Hooper, Ingram.
I really like Hooper. I'm a huge fan of Hooper myself. I think he's going to be second on that team in targets in general, including today. Giants do not scare me at all as a matchup. So to me, he's the safest of these 3. I think he's going to be just a steady source of volume, including today. What do you think, CJ?
Everett.
All in on the Everett day.
Yeah.
You might be convincing me to go Everett over Ertz today, CJ. I'm not going to lie. I might do it, and I'm going to hate you forever if he sucks.
Won't be the first time.
Yeah.
Bobby Schmerda to start 1 PPR, Nick Chubb or Gibson.
Oh, that's close. That's real tough. Because I am down on Chubb, but I also understand how they're going to probably try to just grind it down their throat. I'm going to go Chubb. I actually have Chubb 15 and Gibson 16 on the rankings, though.
Yeah, I'm going.
Couldn't
Chubb.
be closer, Bobby, but I'm going Chubb. What are you doing, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going with Chubb. I can't.
Just because again, we do as much as I do like Gibson today. If he fumbles it, he's going to be done.
He's not playing football anymore.
He might actually be murdered on the field. We might see Ron Rivera kill a human being today. So yeah, I'm going Chubb.
Andrea, need flex one of these: Mike Thomas, Boyd, Nico, Mostert, Josh Palmer.
It's Thomas. As you know, nerve wracking as it has been, he's been hurt and we haven't seen him in a while. None of those other options are that sexy. I mean, Mostert's kind of actually sneaky sexy, but I want to see that. I want to see him get a carry and not die before I play him again. So yeah, I'm going Mike Thomas. Do you think anybody else is
not close?
I mean, Joshina Palmer intrigues me a little bit. Joshina.
Wilder. First of all, I didn't know Wilder was a Jets guy.
I didn't either, but sucks. Sorry. Getting ready for a crash. At least you're mentally prepared yourself.
that was a good Gary V sucks too. You just did. In honor of the Jets.
Yeah, fuck the Jets.
Giuseppe Russo drop Osborne for Dubes or Christian Watkins?
Yes, I drop Osborne. Honestly, for either, I would probably
the Ray Gore ad really hurt me for Osborne.
I would drop him for Dobbs. I would go Dobbs over Watkins. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't.
Just more upside.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Dubs, whatever his name is, he's already been with Rodgers longer than Watkins has, so
yeah, perfect.
Better rapport with them. Giuseppe, Tunyon, or Fry. Rest of the season.
I'm a huge Fry guy. I think he's going to be a monster this year. So yeah, I'm going Fry, and I really do look. Even if you have Fry, I would try this. I actually have this in my family league. I have Fry with the tight end, and I just picked up Tunyon because there is a chance Tunyon becomes the number 1 pass catcher for Green Bay. It really could happen. I think it's Aaron Jones, but that could happen down the road. So he's a good, stash for the long term.
Evan Buss, let's go Wolf. I'm trying to get another championship this year.
Let's go, Buss. Great to see you, my man. It's been a minute.
You just got this. too.
Oh, yeah, he called in for that one. Good to see you again, Jacob. Just a reminder again, no house advantage. Click that link or deposit match up to $25 if you use code RSJ. I don't know what the fill is at. I don't have it still pulled up, but I think it was $100K guaranteed prize pool, $50K to first, and it was 16% filled when we went live today. It's probably at most 30% by the time we kick off. You might not even be able to lose. It might be like the guaranteed payouts like are just already paying you out. So again, it's an awesome, and it should be way more filled than it is. I think down the road, it's going to be one of the most popular fantasy apps. No house advantage. Check it out. Show them the power of the Wolfpack, guys. Help us show that we can drive people to it. You guys are the best. We want to help you out. Help us out. Check out No House Advantage. And again, you could win a ton of money because there's so much overlay for this week 1 tournament. Like you're competing with probably 1,000 people at this point to win $50K. That you can't do that on DraftKings. Like
1,000 people that don't have our picks either. So.
Exactly. So yeah, 100%. And if you missed it, rewind earlier. We gave you all the picks, or on RotoStreetJournal.com. CJ's picks are all up there. They're all money as hell. Oh, we answered that one already too, Jacob. Welcome back.
And this too.
Yep, the call-ins were awesome.
Harv Danger 7, Komet or Everett?
Komet's going to see 8 to 10 targets, guaranteed more work. So I lean Komet. But
yeah, that might be my cutoff. But I feel like a tight end would excel in this way. It's like little quick passes, maybe a red zone grab.
I'm a big fan of Komet. I'm a huge fan of Komet this year. It took me a little while to warm up, but no Jimmy Graham in the red zone stealing his work. I think he's going to be the clear number 2 in that passing game.
Well, I'm Pena, Hunter Henry, or should I pick up Tunyon?
Kind of like Tunyon more. Like I don't want really anything to do with this Pats offense.
Nope. Jeff Marcus, Tony Pickens, Pierce for the flex.
Yeah. I'm going to ban this person. This
69. I reported on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Block user. See you later, 69. Thank you for the dating advice. All righty. What do we have here? We're at Tony. This one right here.
Tony Pickens, Pierce in the flex.
Pickens and Pierce are both my bold predictions today. I always go running back. I like this more stable work, so I'm going Dameon Pierce here. Pickens is right on his heels, though. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not big on Pierce today, but Tony and Pickens are just 2 wild cards. So this isn't
actually true.
No, don't spread fake news on the website.
Yeah, we're gonna block that. See you later, Brian Allen. Fucking asshole. Hunter Renfrow out today. Yeah, good one.
Steven Hernandez. Who would you rather, Godwin or Thielen?
Definitely Thielen. I mean, most weeks it's probably going to be Godwin, but this getting his feet back under him, all that stuff, limited snap count. Give me Thielen all day. We got that here.
Jalen Law is non-PPR, Waddle or Bateman?
I still go Waddle. I think he's going to die. I just don't like Bateman today, too. I'm much lower on Bateman than the consensus, so I'm going
Believe the hype. Mooney or Sutton, full PPR?
Oh, it's Sutton. That one's not close. Sutton's top 10 for me this week.
Steve, you just already asked that.
Yeah. Come on, don't keep repeating yourself, Steven.
Campanelli just wanted to support and stream from both platforms. I'm loyal to the Facebook stream, but Colin feature has swayed me to YouTube. Everyone on Facebook, get over to YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is better. The Colin feature is better. We do have a super chat here from Davey Dave 505.
Thank you, Davey Dave, for the $10.
Thank you so much for the support.
Zeke, Edmonds, Pierce, pick one of these full PPR.
That's a really good one. They're all so I think they actually go bang bang. It goes 19 Edmonds, 20 Pierce, 21 Zeke in my rankings. Like legitimately all after another, but Edmonds is highest. I feel best about him. Zeke makes me worried against that good, sturdy run defense of the Bucs. Last time they were out, they kind of abandoned the run quite early. Pierce, love him, but it is more of a question mark. Is he going to get the third down work or not? Edmonds is locked into about 60% of the work, including most of the receiving work.
Full here. PPR too. Yep.
And full PPR. Like to me, it's definitely Edmonds. What about you, CJ?
Yeah, I was thinking Zeke, and then I think didn't last year he had like 15
carries. It was like 7 carries for 30 yards. Yeah. It was abysmal.
He'll still catch some balls, but yeah, I'm going Edmonds. I think
it's not Zeke for me. I mean, the best touchdown bet. Zeke's the best touchdown bet, but like, nah. So yeah, Edmonds has kind of all the upside of all of them, but more security in my opinion, for at least this week with the matchup. All righty, we left off we're going to have to get ready for a rapid fire, I think, soon.
Yeah.
We're getting to that point because we have a shitload of questions.
I think, 11-14.
11-14. Okay. Chris got, So Katie Jagier, right?
Yep.
Oh, well, we had
Jagier,
JK giving us some love. So love you too, JK. And David, we love you too. What's the drink of choice? I'm always going the hazy IPAs to make my mind haze just that much worse as my team.
Always a seltzer. keep the calories down. No hangover.
I'm doing
no
for
bloating.
the pregame. I'm gonna ease in today. We had me and Bailey moved back to Beverly. We had a few too many hazies last night. Him and J Mike.
Okay, Jagier, full PPR. Pick 2 of these. Barkley, Edmonds, Dylan. I'd bench Dylan. Barkley's locked in.
I'm going Barkley, Dylan. I'm really in on this Packers running game. I like them both a lot this week. I mean, Edmonds in a full PPR does get a boost, but he's the most uncertain of what we got here. Barkley's going to catch 7-8 balls, even if it's not the best of matchups. I like Barkley the most. Dylan versus Edmonds, it is a coin flip. I mean, I have him 18, AJ Dillon 18, Edmonds 19. Edmonds does get a boost up in full PPR, though, so now it's even closer. I'm going Dylan, though. I think he finds the end zone, and at least we can now see what Edmonds looks like in this new scheme. I'm going Barkley, Dylan. What about you?
Barkley, Edmonds for me.
All right, Katie Jigs. Hopefully you pick the right one.
Mohamed, Gibson, Cooks, Ayuk. Pick 2 of these.
I'm benching Ayuk there. Gibson, Cooks for me.
I'm with you.
I don't want to bench Ayuk, but the weather makes me a little nervous, and those other 2 options are great.
First, there, 1 flex, Gibson, Renfro, Schultz.
Ooh, that's good. That's some good options. I do love Renfro in full PPR, but Gibson's going to score at least 1 touchdown against the Jags, like maybe 2. The guy was putting up multiple 20-point weeks last year. Like, this is the type of matchup that you want Gibson for with no Robinson. I'm going to go Gibson, but it is close.
Yeah, I usually go with the running back.
You're going to go running back there too?
Jair, hey guys, nice to see you again. Rodgers or Wilson, and then Lamb or Gage. Of course,
definitely Lamb over Gage. I mean, come on. Come on, Jair. Great to see you too, but ask better questions. It's Lamb over Gage. Lamb's like a top 5 receiver. Wilson or Rodgers, I'm huge on Russell Wilson this year. Yeah, I would like to bet him for MVP, to be honest. And Rodgers, without his left tackle, with his receivers banged up, I like that atmosphere, but I'm going to go Russell Wilson there. Another super chat. Thank you guys again so much for your generosity and support from Sion.
Wolf, happy Sunday football morning. Need a flex and a receiver. AJ Brown, Mike Williams, Rashad Penny. I'd bench Penny.
Oh, yeah, you're benching Penny. Those other 2 options are just monsters. AJ Brown, I think, comes out and smashes today. Mike Williams has like a 5'8" corner guarding him today. He might have his classic, 3 touchdown type of Mike Williams.
I think he's in all DraftKings lineups today.
Oh, yeah. I love him. And he's pretty expensive on DraftKings, so I don't think he's going to have huge ownership. I'm huge on Brown and Williams. I actually have them both, too, in addition to Cortland Sutton, Sion. So we're lining those guys up together. I like Penny without what's his stupid name?
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, he's out, so I like him more, but not more than these 2 receivers. They're both in my top 15. They both have 40-point upside. You're going A.J. Brown, you're going Mike Williams, Sion. Thank you so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. All right, we were at
11-18.
11-18. Yeah, should I just I'm going to light up the rapid fire.
Yeah, rip through it.
It's 12:30. I'm going to go for 15 minutes. What I don't get through, and I apologize for. If you do want a guaranteed answer, get that super chat. I think I'm going to shut off the call-ins too, just because they kind of take too long at this point. So as much as I want to guarantee a call-in answer, that would take too long. So I'm going to just go rapid fire here. But if you want
to call in tonight after the game,
call in tonight after the game. Right as Red Zone ends, we will be live, me and the Truth, going through the studs, the duds, the waiver wire pickups you need to know, recapping all the action and letting you guys vent out who you want to vent about. But we left off at Butters, and I'm just going to go rapid fire. Gibson, Williams, D Swift. I am going D Swift. But man, wow, how do you have to bench 2 of those guys? That's fucking insane. Great backfield. But I'm going Swift there over Williams. Hot hand approach. Don't love it. London or Hines? I'm going to go Hines here. Half PPR. He's going to catch a bunch of balls. Frank Reich said to take him there. London, that gives you a nice chance to go and see how he looks. Dylan, Stevenson, Hines, Pickens, Wandale, full PPR flex and running back. I'm going Dylan at running back. And, tough flex question, but I think I'm going Pickens. I just love the guy, and I think he starts off fast and doesn't let up. Sutton, Terry, or D. Smith. I'm going Sutton, no doubt about it. Huge fan of him this week. Hollywood or Deontay in my flex. Hollywood, no doubt about it, with everybody else out there. Dak and CD stack or Cousins Jefferson. Oh, man. I love them all. I'll go Cousins Jefferson, though, just because I love Jefferson that much. Montgomery, Penny, Etienne, M. Thomas, Dotson, one running back, one flex. Etienne's the running back, and the flex is Montgomery. I don't love it, but it's raining. They're going to need to just ground it. It's gross, but Montgomery. Maybe Mike Thomas if it's full PPR tunes. Parker, Tolbert, Pickens, Collins, Anderson. I am going Pickens there. Miami or New England D. I'm going Miami there. Pick 2, Monday, Tony Pollard, Drake London. I'm going to bench Drake London there. That way I get a chance to see how he looks first. Boys are back. I was Y2J. Thanks for the call in earlier, too. Full PPR assassin. Jerry Jeudy, DJ Moore, Eli Mitchell, Rashad Bateman. I got to get 2 of these guys. I'm going to go the 2 receivers. I'm just worried about those weather conditions there. What do we got? Massive support from Mexico, from Eduardo. Thank you for the massive support, Eduardo. Kittle's out, so you need a backup. I'm going to go Irv Smith. I know CJ loves Gerald Everett, but you won the championship. Love to hear that. We missed you indeed, Eduardo. Welcome back. I'm going Irv. CJ's going Everett.
Always Everett.
It's not fans. I'll tell you that. Just not fans. Whatever you do. The other 2 guys, I like them both, but I really do like Irv today. Need a flex, full PPR, Hunt or Ayuk. I'm going Ayuk, Hunt, but the weather's making me a little nervous there. We answered this one. I think I go Dylan, even though you are starting Aaron Jones. I go both those guys. Welcome back to you, Twan. Half PPR, Tony or Gibson. I'm going Gibson. Just smashing those Jags today. Much safer, and then we get to see what Tony looks like. Sutton or DJ Moore? It is Sutton for me, no doubt about it. I'm going Sutton over these options. Grind, don't stop as well over DJ Moore, Mooney, and Etienne. Cut James Cook for Jeff Wilson. I think I would, honestly. As much upside as Cook has long-term, as long as it's not a keeper position, I don't think we're going to see much of him for a long time, maybe the entire season. Darnell Mooney, Eli Moore, Dameon Pierce, Sanders. We need 2 for Brugler. I'm going Pierce, and I'm going Moore. It should be an easy, as you mentioned, the rain has me worried too, so I'm going Moore and Pierce there. Godwin or Kenyon Drake? I'd go Godwin in that case if you're getting that low. Drake could be a beast. Somebody from that backfield will be a beast. I don't know who it is. You're welcome, Manalakas. Thanks for being here. I would play Frymouth over Komet anyways, regardless of the weather. So yes, Joe. Giuseppe. Osborne versus Palmer. They're the same beast. Third receiver and a good passing attack. We already know Osborne can do it, though. I think I lean Osborne there, but I like them both. Irv Smith or Tunyon? I'm going Tunyon very, very slightly. MT13 or Ayuk? I'm going Ayuk, DiLorenzo. Marquise Brown or Thomas? Oh, definitely Marquise Brown for me, Sean F. Mondre, Elliott, or Mooney? Man. I don't love Zeke, but I think I like him the most out of these guys. Freiermuth over Irv. For you, Giuseppe. Joe Villa, Ramondre, Elliott, or Mooney? Just answered that one. I'm going Zeke there. Trade question, Mike Williams or Andrews, full PPR. I would go Mark Andrews, particularly if you don't have to start a tight end. Now it gets trickier because that edge that I actually kind of like Mike Williams, I think. It's Mark Andrews. I go Mark Andrews, but that's weird. Full PPR, pick 1. Mitchell, Dylan, Devonta, Dubs. I'm going Dylan. Cesar, Hunt, Dotson, Olave. I'm going to go Olave. I actually think the rookie comes out and impresses today. 12-team PPR, Eli Mitchell, Kirk, Renfro, Eli Moore. Only get one of them. Oh, man, I'm going to go Renfro in full PPR there. Eli Mitchell or Travis, Etienne for me. Rodgers or Tom Brady. I'm going Brady tonight in primetime. Mooney, Moore, Pierce, Sanders. Oh, we already answered that one. I'm putting you in timeout, so I don't have to keep seeing that question. Komet or Tunyon? I'm going to go Komet. Kickoff, boys. Welcome back, DJ Johnson. Good stuff. Need 2, half PPR. Claypool, James Robinson, Olave. I'm benching Robinson. Just got to see it before I believe it type of thing with the Achilles. Mondre, Devontae, Rashad Penny. I'm going to go Penny. No, PPR. Devonta Smith in PPR. They're facing the friggin' Detroit Lions. Sticky situation. Who do I start? Mike Davis versus Jets. We know JK's out. Yep. Harris. I'm going to go Harris here and just hope he finds that end zone. Tommy, Rodgers or Tom Brady? Tom Brady. Irv Smith, Hooper, or drop one for Tunyon. I'd go Hooper today. Sticky, we already got that one, and you asked it a million times. So timeout for you, SO1. Not bad.
He's in a sticky situation.
Sticky situation multiple times. Very sticky over there for S101. Good luck today, guys. Thank you, Jeff. You as well. MVS, Hines, Ramondre. I'm going to go Hines if it's PPR or half. MVS if not for the deep bomb. What's up, Brian? PPR. Ramondre, Devonta, Penny. I'm going to go. We keep getting that one from like multiple people. I'm going Devonta in a full PPR. Penny or Jacobs. I like Josh Jacobs there. Multiple touchdowns and multiple week ones in like 4 years running now. Monty or Edmonds is my running back too, and flex Mike T or Julio. I'm going to go Edmonds over Monty, and I'm going to go Mike T over Julio. I'm going Gerald Everett over Albert O. Anuna. I'm going Mike Davis or Ramondre. That's actually tough. Kind of like Davis today.
Yeah, I'd say Davis. Touchdown.
Yeah. 1 point PPR league, 16 team. Need 2 spots. Robinson, Watson, Gage, Austin, Hooper, Hurst. Don't love much of this. I would probably go full PPR. I'm going Gage, and I really think Hooper is going to catch a bunch of balls today. Unless we know Christian Watson's starting, then I would flip and do Watson over Hooper. But otherwise, I'm going Gage, and I'm going Hooper. You stash him in your IR, Evan Buss. 5 weeks, he's going to be back, and he probably could. They wanted him to start, so they could go right back to him. I know I stand alone in this move. Irv Smith for Isaiah Likely. Hey, you are alone, but it's honestly not insane. I really do like Likely scoring a touchdown today, so I'm with you there, Brandon. Word on Zach Ertz, snap count potentially, but likely to play, and they're going to need him. So snap count or not, I don't think he's going to be that limited. Judy or Michael Thomas. I'm going to go Judy there. Prosk. What's up, Murray? T-minus 60 minutes. We are damn close. How do you feel about Jameis versus Tua? I'm going to go Tua there, but they're two of my favorite lower valued quarterbacks. Carter or Lockett at flex. I'm going to go Lockett there, Jair, and just hope he gets a bomb. Can I get a fuck duck? Always fuck duck. Thoughts on Edmonds? I really like him today. I think he's going to destroy our linebackers in the pass game. Jerry and Pittman going to come through? Oh, yeah. Definitely Pittman at least. Jerry, I'm a little less convinced on, but he could zooted. Pick one, MT, Cooper, Landry. I'm going to go MT there. Just hope he's MT of old. Ertz or Komet? I'm going to go Ertz with this weather, I think. Edmonds or Ayuk? I'm going to go Edmonds in the flex, Russell. How do you feel about Braid as a stash? Not a big fan. I think that's just like a three-headed nightmare. I like Everett more for sure. And I like Mo Alley Cox more. But I'm going to go Everett as the best stash of those guys. Hall or Lockett? I'm going Lockett. I am not playing Hall today in really any circumstance. Zeke or Etienne? I'm going to go Etienne there. Jackalope. JT owner drafted Hines. Do I keep Hines or drop him for Dotson, Burks? I would keep Hines there over all those options, Kaiser. Ramondre, Elliott, Mooney in the flex. Chicago looks like a water park. It does. But we've also been asked this one a bunch by you, Ja Villa. So I'm going to answer it one last time. I'm going to go Zeke, and I'm going to put you in timeout so I don't have to keep seeing the same question. Joe Lopez, Renfro or DK? I'm going Renfro all day. You're welcome, Andrea. Let's go, boys. Sarno. Happy PR. Collins, Dotson, McKenzie, Woods, or Pickens. Pickens for me. I love Pickens. Tony or Breece Hall? Tony, Sebastian. I'm not going Breece Hall today. Jacobs, Monty, or Brandon Cooks, half PPR.
Cookie.
I go Brandon Cooks. Yeah, definitely. Zach Ertz or Tunyon? I have to decide that myself. As of now, I'm leaning Ertz. If I hear any reports he's going to be very limited, then I will go otherwise. Thank you again for your very generous super chat, Davey Dave. And that's a way if you want to jump the line, I'm going for 4 more minutes. I might be able to get through them all, but if not, super chat me, and I will happily answer your question right now. Jacoby Osborne.
Jacoby.
Regular PPR Jacoby. Yeah, he's going to at least catch like 4 or 5 balls. Low ceiling, though. Would you start Mooney, Jacobs, or Ayuk? I would go Ayuk here. Ayuk. Mooney over Ayuk. Sutton for me over Waddle, Ben. Ertz, Njoku, or Tunyon. I'm going to go Ertz unless we hear otherwise that he's wicked limited. Still Ertz over Komet. Dylan or MBS. I'm going Dylan there. Richard. Tua or Wentz. Definitely Tua for me. I'm going Irv Smith over Albert O. Free Tigray. Ken Fisher. Mostert or Robbie Anderson. I'm going to go Mostert there. Not a big fan of Robbie. Hey, coming at you from Beverly. Ryan Heggs. Good to see you. Starting Scary Terry or Pollard? Yeah, PPR, definitely Scary Terry. I'm very excited about what Pollard could do, but I'm going to go Scary Terry there. Good that you have those stacked receivers. Dotson to stash Tunyon. Yeah, if only Komet's your other option. Yeah, I would at least see what Tunyon does. That might be more valuable to you. Full PPR, AJ Dillon or Ayuk? I'm going to go AJ Dillon, even at the full PPR. Dameon Pierce over Drake for me. Taylor Malone. Drake's starting, though, so that's good news to have. For my flex, Juju or Rashad Penny. I go Juju over him in a half PPR, Pat Sullivan. Dak or Kirk? I'm going to go Dak there. Gibson or Eli Mitchell? Definitely Gibson for me, Matt B. Dameon Pierce or Bateman? I'm going Dameon Pierce, Christian. Michael Thomas, St. Brown. I'm definitely doing St. Brown there. Tunyon, Gesicki, Irv Smith. Tunyon for me, Jeremy A. Enjoy the show. Thank you so much, Richard B., for being here. Fournette or Brandon Cooks? Full PPR. Definitely Fournette, but Cooks is right on his tail. Apostrophe, whatever your name is. Bateman, Stevenson, Hines, pick one. I feel most confident in Hines, to be honest, there. Whew. All righty, Wolfpack. We got through them all. Thank you so much. I am going to go Sutton. You did give us a super chat, so I'll give you one more, Sion. I'm going to go Sutton over Higgins, but it's damn close. F yeah, football's back. Indeed, Tunes. Thank you guys so much for being here. All my rankings are at rotostreetjournal.com. Craig Sarno, fine. You're a regular. I'll get back to you. Dotson, McKenzie, Woods, Collins, Pickens. You need to drop one for a kicker. I might drop. I'm worried McKenzie's going to be in a bit of a committee the rest of the year. Like, he had the touchdown. It was nice. I would probably drop him or Nico. What about you? Who would you drop out of that?
I'd say Nico. I don't really care about, to tell you the truth.
I mean, could you see how Nico does it one, Sarno, and if he sucks, cut his ass for a kicker that's playing at 4 or like McManus on Monday night type of thing? Why don't you wait and see what you can see? If not, though, then I would drop McKenzie. But if you can at least see what Collins does first, I'd see what he does and then pick up a later kicker. I'm going Cooks over Deontay. I'm going Ertz over Henry. Wolfpack, the rankings are at rotostreetjournal.com. We breed and feed you Fantasies Wolves for Week 1 rankings. Thank you guys so much. We're cutting it off here at 12:44. We got to get our own lineup set. But you guys are the best. We will be back live tonight after Red Zone. Me and the Truth will be here for your recap show. You can bitch us out for anything we got wrong, praise us for anything we got right, and hear about who you should look at for the early waiver wire.
And promo code RSJ, no house advantage, your easiest way to win a lot of money this week.
I mean, it's at 32% fill right now. 50K up for the lines. You have like 1,200 people to go against. So, yeah, all day. Love it. Check out No House Advantage, code RSJ. Great sponsor. Thanks again to No House Advantage. On your way out, that thumbs up would mean the world. Thank you again so much. Best of luck in Week 1, guys. Later, Wolfpack. Wolf of Fantasy Sheep, be the Wolves.
See ya. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.